support for the president. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, on a day of meetings behind closed doors for Democrats.
The choice before the American people this November is moving forward with a stronger economy, lowering costs, and safer streets, or the chaos and extremism of Donald Trump.
California Congressman Pete Aguilar chairs the House Democratic Caucus and says today's meeting was about listening.
Unity is something that is so helpful to us. Unanimity is not the same as unity.
He says they are unified about beating former President Trump. Still, several House Democrats have called on President Biden to step aside, while some urge more unscripted appearances to offer reassurance about his fitness. White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre just telling reporters,
we want to get to the other side of this. We want to continue doing the work, and that's what the president's going to do.
But she says they respect people's opinions. Later today, President Biden will mark the 75th anniversary of NATO as Washington hosts a NATO summit. Former President Trump will hold a rally in Florida.
The first rally he's having in 11 days. He's laying low, and that appears to be by design. A campaign source telling Fox when Democrats are in disarray, why get in their way of them shooting at each other? That's a quote. The campaign says tonight we can expect the former president to really lay into this idea of a cover-up, attacking the president, the White House, the Democratic Party, and the media for what they believe is a cover-up of President Biden's cognitive decline.
Fox's Brian Yennis in Doral. Palestinian health officials just reporting at least 19 people killed in an apparent Israeli airstrike in southern Gaza. This after earlier reports of civilian casualties in a Gaza City strike, as the Israeli military targets areas where it says Hamas has regrouped after previous offensives. America is listening to Fox News.
If you had $1 million in 2009, today it would be worth less than $700,000. That's the effect of out-of-control government spending shrinking your hard-earned dollars, and it's why central banks and savvy investors are buying gold. For thousands of years, gold has withstood war, famine, and economic downturns. It's been a stalwart hedge against inflation and hyperinflation. And the company Buck Sexton trust to help you diversify into gold is Birch Gold Group. For 2 decades, Birch Gold has helped concerned Americans convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. And the best part, it doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket. With an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, you can trust Birch Gold, too.
To learn more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 and get a free, no-obligation info kit on gold. Again, text PROTECT to the number 989898 to protect your hard-earned savings today.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, and sports raconteur extraordinaire. And the mechanical mangler at the controls that's flounder on your Tuesday at 106.3. What a day I was born. That's what I was saying. Yeah, 303. Here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And all is well. Pete Davis in the house. And what's new from the mountains of Macon? And other than nasty traffic driving down here?
75 was an S storm, basically, a parking lot.
You know, and they're going to, I was listening to the morning show this morning it's because that's what I hear. there's nothing else, really. There's no other news conservative thing going on in the radio in the morning. I mean, it's anyway. So they were talking about, once again, toll roads are coming back. Toll roads are coming back. Like, remember 400 years and years ago, and that toll road, and then, boy, we couldn't wait because we paid for it.
Yeah.
Actually, they misused the money and paid it for all kinds of other things.
But they took it away.
But they definitely took it away. Well, it's coming back. There are going to be more toll roads.
I never thought they'd take it away, but what's the excuse for bringing it back?
They want money, I guess. I mean, they can get it, so they get
revenue.
It. Yeah, I mean,
By the way, India just became the first country in the world to put down 100 kilometers. How many of that?
That's like 80 miles, I think.
80 miles.
75 miles, maybe.
80 miles of road completed in 100 hours.
100 hours?
Yeah, but think how long it takes these idiots to do an interchange or just they still haven't fixed 285 up there around Ashford Dunway, the potholes
east
and everything.
on 285? I don't think so. Well, I mean, from 400, if you're going east on 285, going in toward with North Lake or all the Jimmy Carter, all that. Oh man, the cracks in the road. Oh
they've
my!
They've started it because right over by Perimeter on some of the far right lanes they've repaved.
Man,
it doesn't take that long to do a road. I'm sorry, it doesn't take that long to plan on fixing potholes in a road.
Well,
It's government. They're idiots. And we all know that the Georgia Department of Transportation is probably the most corrupt organization in the state. It always has been.
Well, they got caught with the Georgia 400 toll business and, splitting up money in various places and who's getting what with contractors and who's going to do the cement and whatever.
They held the power. When I worked at the House of Representatives under Tom Murphy back in 1989,
Speaker Tom Murphy.
The negotiations that even Murphy had to do, they had to have negotiations across the street. They've got their own building, the GDOT.
Yeah.
And basically, you had to go there with your hat in your hand, and you got all these Congress cats over there begging them to just do a road in my county or something like that. Well, we're going to do here. It's whoever was paying them.
Yeah.
Got it done, in my opinion.
Well, there you are. Anyway, it's just
no organization in a state should have that much power.
Yeah.
And be that incompetent and corrupt, in my opinion.
Yeah, baby killers, all of them, damn it.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, that maybe not be a...
Hey, maybe they could use them to fill up the potholes.
Well, you say, sure, what the hell? They're not alive. What do they care? They got nothing? Jeez, 306.
You started it.
Well, I did start it. By the way, speaking of that, I didn't send you guys a video, but I put a video this morning. The morning show boys were, God, they are after me. I mean, although it was very flattering this morning. We were talking about President Washer daughter and what a feeble idiot he is, and as we've seen, and now they're turning on the whole thing. We're going to talk all about that today. But then they were trying to give a backhanded compliment to me by saying, "Well, hell, look at the Kimmerys, damn near as old as Biden, and yet you can't really compare the two of them in terms of their attitude or whatever." And so they said, "Yeah, the Kimmer, drives around in that big, stupid, overpowered car of his with a .50 caliber handgun." And so I did a video with it, just to show them. I put it on my Facebook page and YouTube if you're looking for it. Anyway, and I showed a few of the big boomers there in the car.
When you drive a Prius, of course you're going to be jealous of a Mustang.
That's correct. Anyway, 307, Kara, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. We got a whole bunch of newsy things here. We got Pete's tweets. Holy crap, it's sports. Oh, we were talking at some point yesterday. We were referring to George Costanza. We were talking about, I think he got an award with the Yankees, or he was on what was it?
Bobblehead.
A bobblehead night at the Yankees game. And by the way, those episodes of him working for George Steinbrenner were hysterical. When he's dragging the trophy around behind the car in the parking lot. Hey, George, give me a sandwich over there. George, give me a... And they had, of course, what's his name doing for that?
Larry David
doing Steinbrenner. I mean, every one of those episodes was really funny. I mean, really, really, really clever. And we were talking about how episodes of Seinfeld, and we were saying, damn it was supposed to be the Summer of George. Remember that episode was supposed to be the Summer of George? And you said when you were growing up.
No, not growing up. This is when I was in my 20s. Every summer I would say, this is the summer of this, summer of that, and it would make the summer just suck. So I quit doing it after 2 or 3 years.
Well, and the reason I brought it up was because one of you guys sent the picture of former New England Patriots coach Bill Belichick with this little hottie. He's 75 and she's 23, and it said, "This is the summer of Bill."
It is.
I mean, and now people are saying, now this can't really be true that she is so deeply in love with him because
please,
of their
you know what's going on
stuff.
here.
Good Lord,
everybody knows what's going on here. Come on.
But again, I mean, I don't feel bad for either one of them. I feel it's fine.
Adults.
They know what they're doing.
It's no one else's business.
Yeah. Plus, what's the point? Don't you think I wish I had a beautiful little thing to follow me around and pretend she loved me and stuff? Oh my God. Or I don't have anything to
all
give her.
All you need is 6 Super Bowls and $1 million.
All I need is money. But again, I don't have a problem with that.
You got a hot car. That chick tried to pick you up last year in the parking lot here.
That's right.
And you ignored it.
You've had multiple opportunities, as well as at Publix a few times, as we've recounted on the podcast.
Stalking.
It's still an opportunity.
This is true. I'm not good.
Don't pick up on those symptoms.
No, the last one killed me. I don't do the next
okay,
thing.
you need to get over it. It's been 30 years.
I can't.
Oh my God. Just let it go.
I'm sorry. I wish.
Oh my God.
Need some help. 309. What's over? Okay, a million things. Oh, speaking of that, I tried to watch The Bachelorette last night. I can't do it. Okay.
What, just how do you grow a pair?
No.
They drop?
No, it's all a horrible reminder of things. Anyway, God, what else we got? Let me ask you this. All right. Speed of the Morning Show, and again, we have lots of newsy stuff, and it's all coming up. Do you guys know about some kind of social media phenomenon or a thing called sketch? Flounder, have you ever heard of that? Sketch?
No.
They were talking about this morning as though some big controversy thing where I think it's a guy and he's on some kind of social media with like millions of followers, and there was some big scandal on, and I thought, boy, I'm so out of touch, and I'll ask you guys, but if you don't know, then I don't know, then it's not a big deal. I shouldn't have brought it up. But it's something called sketch, and it's some huge big scandal, and he's a big he's on another social media site that I've never even heard of. I don't know half of the ways you can watch television. Roku, Rubu, I mean...
Oh, yeah, Fubo. I use
sticks,
Fubo.
There's some stick.
Fire Stick.
I mean...
Oh, yeah. There's a million ways to watch it.
Well, I'm about to make the change because I was on the phone for an hour last night when I got home. Nothing came on my TV. It was just a blank, hello, how you doing screen. And I was on the phone, and they did this special thing down the line, and then it didn't work, so they had to call me.
That's far too often this is going on. You never have this problem with Stream.
And let me. I know what happened. This is very bizarre. I know this is stupid. And I'll stop doing this. We finally figured out the woman on the phone was very, very good about it. But I said, it won't even do anything. Nothing works. She said, well, take the remote for your Sony TV and hit the TV input thing, see what happened. And it turned out that it had gone off of the HDM1. It was on some kind of Bluetooth or something. How the hell did that happen?
So what you're saying is on the input feature, it got changed from HDM1
to... but I never touched it.
You sat on it or something.
Yeah. It's on another part of the room. I swear to God, the other remote is on another part of the room. I had to go get it.
Speaking of TV,
so how did that happen? Some lightning strikers. I mean, it
could have been something because we had the storm. I mean, my internet was out all day Sunday evening until yesterday morning, and I had to call. So it could have been.
I'll bet that was it. But isn't that amazing? It went off of the HDM1 thing. Well, and I never would have figured that out if she had said, well, get your Sony remote and try that. Oh my God.
Speaking of TV, are you watching Wimbledon? Either one of you watching Wimbledon?
A little bit, yeah.
Crazy stuff is going.
That one Russian player who freaked out when he lost, he just has temper tantrums.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and I've decided watching it that I have come up with a new way to do tennis to make it more exciting because the popularity of tennis is just dying everywhere. Everybody's playing pickleball. We're going to talk about during sports today and everything. I'm coming up with silent tennis.
Which means no crowd noise or nobody there?
Well, it's the same as regular tennis, but without all the racket.
Oh, God. I felt... Oh, God, I swear to God, Flounder, we're going to have to come up with something, a warning sign, or I don't know.
But there's this one Russian player. He's in the...
Is he the famous one who's done this before?
Yeah, he almost broke his knee because of his racket. He kept smashing his racket on his hand and just...
And apparently one of the tennis players' girlfriends was shouting out things to embarrass the other guy, calling him a child molester.
The other guy supposedly has beaten two girlfriends, allegedly.
Yeah.
And so he lost. So the girlfriend of the guy who won goes, he won for the girls, everybody.
Yeah, won for the ladies.
And now she's taking us in that people misinterpreted that. No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
But again, since the days of Jimmy Connors and Yvonne Lendl and McEnroe and all Chrissy Evert.
Ili Nastasi.
All those guys, yeah. I mean, I couldn't name you. Oh, my God.
What?
I used to be a sports guy. I can't not name you anybody in the Wimbledon tournament. Oh, not Don Sick, that's basketball. The guy who's the dark-haired guy who's like Russian or something, the best guy in the world.
Djokovic.
Yeah, that's
which, by the way, they were booing him.
Really?
His opponents, and he called the crowd out when he won. Because when you win,
it's not the same Wimbledon crowd when I was over there. It's different.
These are rowdies or something. This is going on. Anyway, I will lay out 314. Can repeat and Flounder. We got newsy stuff. Come on now.
Sure.
And your calls and all this stuff. And Flounder's funnies and the whole deal. Look out.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
If you intend to vote Democrat in the next election, if you intend to vote for Joe Biden, just who are you really voting for? Barack Obama? Again, a lot of people think that's the case. George Soros? That's somebody that hates America almost as much as Obama did. This is a very dangerous election, my friends.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
All right, I got now more questions. Oh, Regine, the podium princess, Shirley Temple's getting hammered again by the White. Well, maybe the White House press corps is finally getting over their shameful behavior for the last 8 years. Anyway, that's coming up. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Also, our buddies at Atlanta Safe House with more deals for you. Holy cow. You know, the home of the Kimmer safes, they're two big gun safes, and they can bolt those babies right down inside the safe, so no one will ever get it to your concrete floor, basement, or garage, or whatever, like they did for me. And it's not just the big gun safes. And again, I love the big gun safes because they're big enough for anything. Plus, they're not just big, tall for things to hold rifles. They have nooks and crannies and shelving units, and they can put anything you want in there to make sure it's exactly what you need. On the other hand, a lot of those safes are just beautiful and a lot more portable, especially if you do a lot of driving and so forth. Pistol safes and high security safes, jewelry safes, a place to keep your stuff, including things like I have, for example, when I go, my kids know where my medical records now are, and they know where my dental records for what, financial. Well, I'm sure you can have, you don't know where to go to your financial records, who to call, who's got my credit cards and my all that stuff. Put it in your freaking safe, along with your Social Security card, which does not go in your wallet. Protecting your assets. Jeff and Mark, these guys are beautiful. A non-woke company protecting your stuff and your constitutional rights as well. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. They have a showroom in Ackworth, and on the web, look them up. AtlantaSafehouse.com.
It's front office lows for Walker Mowers and Howard Brothers. Tired of struggling with your old mower? It's time to step up to the next level with Walker Mowers. Designed for precision, efficiency, and comfort, Walker Mowers are the ultimate choice for professional landscapers and homeowners alike. You can find these top-of-the-line mowers at Howard Brothers. With their wide selection and expert advice, they will help you find the perfect Walker mower for your mowing needs. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Walker and Howard Brothers.
Marketing is everywhere. From the billboards on the highways to the notifications on your phone, we are constantly bombarded with people trying to sell us stuff. What makes good marketing? Are you doing enough in your life personally and professionally to market yourself? You have questions, and the Marketing Madmen have answers. Tune in every Saturday, now at 4 p.m., right here on Extra 106.3 to get practical marketing advice from expert guests who are shaping and reshaping the business world. They say marketing is a madman's game. Join the Marketing Madmen every Saturday at 4 p.m. to find out why.
Hey, it's the Kimmer. We cover a lot on the Kimmer Show, including Holy Crap at Sports with a fellow ordained minister, Pete Davis.
The Yankees held a George Costanza bobblehead night last Friday to honor the fictional Yankees employee and babysitter of George Steinbrenner on the Seinfeld show, played by actor Jason Alexander, a fine actor. Yeah. The free bobblehead is now going for how much?
Oh, wow. Oh, on eBay, you mean? They're selling it? They got it at the game? Oh, probably $100.
Higher.
$219.
Now you're just talking.
Oh, sorry.
$214 American dollars on eBay right now. That was earlier.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's finally the summer of George.
That's right. It's supposed to be the summer of George. I was in the pool.
I used to do that every summer. I would name the summer. This is the summer of what? And each of those summers sucked so bad, I stopped doing it.
Catch Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Hold on a second. Where the hell did it go? Here we go.
How old are you?
I can't hear anything because I don't have my thing plugged in. There we go. That's what she said. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete and Flounder, 319. 404-741-1230. Oh, there we go. Now, a love song from AC/DC, a gentle ballad with 2015. On this very day, Phil Rudd, the drummer, AC/DC, was arrested in New Zealand He was put in house arrest for 8 months for drug possession and making threats to kill people. Apparently, Phil Rudd, AC/DC, had fired several employees after failure of his solo album, Head Job, in August last year. Rudd had called one victim saying, quote, "I'm going to come over and kill you." His sentence would be served at his beachfront home in Taranga, with a judge warning he would be facing jail if he breached the conditions. Doesn't sound like it's too bad to me, living in a beach house for 8 months. Gee, what a heartbreaker. Anyway, birthday list includes, seems like a decent guy, I'll bet you, Fred Savage. 48 years old, Kevin Arnold in the Wonder Years.
He had some trouble there a few years ago. Some women
Fred Savage
accusing him of stuff. Yeah,
I don't remember. I don't remember that. The grandson in The Princess Bride, the mole in Austin Powers and Goldmember. Kevin Arnold, the Wonder Years, where he got started. He's 48. The mole. And let's see. On this day, I got so many history things. On this day in history. Oh, this is 1958. Here's how things have changed. And again, I'm telling you, just being a baby boomer, this is the things like this affected our lives, and even really to this day, because it's part of who we are and how we were brought up. On this day in 1958, I was like 11 or whatever. The Catholic magazine called Contacts launched a campaign to clean up the lyrics in pop music. One of the songs they wanted to change was Elvis's "Wear My Ring Around Your Neck." The Catholic Church wanted it stopped because it promoted going steady.
What's wrong with those people? Just.
This was 1950. This was me. This was, in the 50s cars and, the sock hops and the, do you want to? I mean, this is, oh my God.
Stop diddling the altar boys and let us worry about the lyrics.
Afraid of people might want to go steady, which you'd think they would encourage to have, so you're not flooping around with everybody else, that you would make a commitment to, I don't know. I mean, again, in the 50s, it was a whole different, and this was serious stuff. Although, those little phrases, little girl, and even today, it's just the damnedest thing. Okay, all right, 322. All right, here we go. 404-741-1230. To me, this is one of the most important stories we're going to be facing. And again, if you don't think this is serious, I urge you to pay some more attention. Republican leaders are cautioning all of us. You're going to hear from Speaker Johnson here, Flounder, in just a second. Joe Biden has now basically confirmed that he is going to say he will veto the Republican SAVE Act, which is a Republican bill to ensure that only citizens can vote in federal elections. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. How outrageous is this bill? Okay, the Republicans want to ensure with a legislative bill that only American citizens can vote in federal elections. Doesn't sound too outrageous to me. However, Speaker Johnson says the administration's going to stop it, and it proves one thing. A Flounder, if you will, sir.
Many of the Democrats want all of these illegals to participate in our federal elections. They want them to vote. There's no other conclusion that you can draw. When the White House announced they would veto the bill, they effectively handed our elections over to all of these illegal aliens that have come here. And the number is far greater than what is being reported. Whatever number is being reported is grossly underreported. I've been saying for some time, I think it's probably close to 16 million. That may be an underestimate. And it's a serious problem. And we cannot allow a federal election to be jeopardized by people who can run into the local welfare office, sign up for taxpayer benefits, and check a box that says, I'm a citizen and I want to vote.
Yeah, without showing an ID. I mean, it's just outrageous. And by the way, this is what the Democrats are saying. This bill would not protect our elections, but would make it harder for eligible Americans to register and increase the risk of eligible voters being removed from voter rolls. The evidence shows that current laws preventing non-citizen voting are effective. Oh, my God. Again, this is just gaslighting. They're lying to you.
Yep.
Some of the reaction. Attorney General Ken Pax in Texas. The White House formally announced he'll veto the bill to prevent non-citizens from voting. There's no hiding it now. Biden and the Democrats want illegal immigrants to vote in the election this November. Our elections are not safe from mass interference as long as states do not require proof of citizenship. I mean, I can't believe that we're even talking about this. Yeah, and by the way, if he vetoes a bill to say only American citizens can vote in American elections, oh my God. I hope they pass it, and I hope he vetoes it, because how could anybody in their right mind think that would be a good thing?
40% of this stupid country believes that they should be able to vote. They're called Democrats. They're idiots.
Let's see. Democrats are now declaring openly they need cheating to win. They're losing black and Hispanic voters. Every illegal that votes need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Every Democrat that helps an illegal vote needs to be sent to prison so they never do it again. And by the way, USC Section 1324 defines them as illegal aliens. The sheer numbers renames them as invaders. Non-citizens voting in our elections. I've never heard of such a thing. Anyway, on and on and on about this kind of stuff.
Well, Clay and Buck put out the point. What's to stop people from Germany, India, Malaysia, anywhere else in the world just sending in the absentee ballots or whatever?
Right. Absolutely.
And saying, I'm a citizen, count my vote.
That's right. If they can get a hold of one, how could they not? Yeah, anybody. I mean, any Democratic Party operative could go into an election commission and say and get absentee ballots.
Well, there's also the long range thing on this borderless, one world government, borderless states.
That's right. Well, I mean, this is, again, that, and not only that, and I saw another survey today, I still can't believe this. The latest surveys that I was watching on Fox News this morning apparently indicate that it's possible that Republicans could reclaim the Senate. It's possible they could reclaim the Senate. But the latest polls I saw today still indicate there's a very good chance that Democrats could win more seats in the House.
That's just unbelievable.
I can't believe it.
Could people like paying $4 for a carton of eggs?
Anything about that. How could? I mean, seriously, I don't.
You know what it is? It's liberal white women. It's killing civilization. Liberal white men are killing this country and killing Western civilization.
And I just saw, in fact, there's a story just broke on the New York Post a minute ago. Polls review how Hillary and Carmela Sidepiece, the shiftless, lazy vice president, would do against Donald Trump if Biden dumps out. And the polls show pretty much the same thing, that Donald Trump has like 46% and any one of them has 43%. Which by the way, to me, is scary as hell.
I know.
That's 50-50. That's even Steven. That 3 points is not. That's a standard deviation. It's usually 3 to 5 percentage points. So that's 50-50. It could go either way. How is that possible?
Because since the 1950s and 60s, since the counterculture took over, basically the teaching in our government indoctrination centers is basically make you just smart enough to hold down a job and pay your taxes, but not to be able to figure anything out.
And then, again, this whole generation where all of us, remember, we haven't talked about this for years, but it was 5 years ago, when all of a sudden the generations who were coming into the business world were saying, hey, wait a minute, where's my $80,000 a year to start and my free car and my 7 weeks vacation? You know, the coddling of the entitled generation. Remember all that stuff was going on? That's again leading us to this. Those people. The people coming up to lead us now are those people who are saying, "No, wait a minute, where's my free stuff?"
And they want Daddy to tell them what to do from cradle to grave.
Oh my God, they're not leaders. They're sheep. Donald Trump last night told me exclusively in a special Kimmer interview that Biden has an ego and he doesn't want to quit. Looks like he may well stay. He's got an ego, doesn't want to get out of there. He doesn't want to do that. Looks like to me that's what he wants. And Good. Talks about whether Vice President Sidepiece, America's favorite consort, will fill his shoes. He says, I think she's an ineffective person. But how could anybody even be talking about Carmela? I mean, shiftless and lazy. And I say that because that's what she is. She's the border czar, has never gone to the border. Not only does she not do anything, you say, I'm going to investigate the root causes. The root causes are everybody wanted a better life in America. Boom, there you are. That didn't take that long. What else you going to do for us, Vice President? Jesus. I mean, seriously. What a freaking joke. Let's do the talk with Jon Stewart here. This is pretty funny today, too. In fact, you're going to hear a bunch of late-night comedians. First, we'll get Jon Stewart, flounder, if you will, talking on his show last night and blasting the Democrat Party for what they've been doing about this whole Biden situation here.
For a campaign based on honesty and decency, the spin about the debate appears to be blatant.
Duh.
And the redemption tour hasn't gone that much better, whether it's been on the radio.
Well, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman to serve as the
first black
president.
Yeah, I was born a poor black woman,
Poor
girl.
black child in Mississippi.
Poor black girl
in Jamaica.
In fact, that was just on I've got it on my DVR. The jerk. It was on just the other night. I can't wait to see that naughty little what's her name? The little blonde girl we like.
She's in town with the Atlanta.
Oh my God!
In September, she's doing something with the orchestra.
What the hell's her
Bernadette
name?
Peters.
Bernadette Peters.
Oh, she was hot.
Oh my God!
That little mouth.
Little bouncing little girl, gymnast leg
spinner.
things. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, Jon Stewart. And I'll tell you what, we're going to take a little break here. But coming back, finally, the White House press corps may be getting a little more aggressive, which they should have been. And by the way, shame on all of them. There's we didn't know you were hiding that baloney, but they were all responsible for this whole thing. We've been saying it for a while. But finally, the White House press corps may be coming around, and so may be some late night comics. We have a little montage of some of them making fun of what's going on here. Also, Maureen Dowd. I don't like her politics, but I sure like her attitude and I like her writing. And she's now going to talk about how the White House has tried to get rid of the word goodist. The president actually said the word goodist.
We suppose he said, I meant good ass.
Yeah, my ass. Yeah. I watched that Friday night. Anyway, that's coming up. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, 3:30 already on 106.3.
It's time for your Georgia headlines presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
All right, here are your top stories in the state of Georgia for today, Tuesday, July 9th. DeKalb County fire officials are currently at an apartment complex on Snapfinger Woods Drive investigating a fire that left one man dead. Investigators believe the fire started in a bedroom of the apartment. They found an elderly disabled man in his laundry room and rushed him to the hospital where he later died. The cause of fire remains unknown. Hall County deputies are looking for 20-year-old Zachary Rutledge of Winder after he went swimming with his friends at haunted Lake Lanier. Rutledge went missing after his two friends lost sight of him at Burton Mill Park on Lake Lanier. Deputies say it's possible Rutledge swam back to the shore and left the park, but no one has heard from him.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 1063 on social media or download the Extra 1063 app.
At the Piedmont Bank, we're proud to be one of Georgia's largest community banks, focusing on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank. Banking elevated. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Insurance companies know that you don't know a lot about the law, so maybe it would be better just to let your lawyer make the call to the insurance company when there's a problem. David Van Sant should be that lawyer. He used to work for the insurance company. He knows who to call, what to say, and he has your best interest at heart. Plus, if you don't get paid, either does he. Van Sant Law, 855 GA Injury or vansantlaw.com.
It's the unsung hero of your home, your garage door. You never think about it. You just hit the button and it opens until it doesn't. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. So you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Improve your curb appeal, lower your energy bill, secure your home, and increase your property value. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
Oh, God, now it's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder. 334, 106.3. And the Stones. You know, I thought it was amazing. The start of the riff on this, which every kid who's ever had a guitar probably tries to do this one. But the riff on this seems real gritty and kind of throaty and grody. But his first words are, "I can't get." It just always sounds kind of strange to me. Anyway, so, what do I know? He's the one. I'm not. Nothing. 2015, the Stones, Transport for London, the government body that runs the metro rail system in Britain. Transport for London banned posters promoting the Rolling Stones exhibition in 2015 called Exhibitionism. It was at London's Saatchi Gallery, and they banned it on the Transport Mail Saatchi Gallery, S-A-A, yeah, Saatchi Gallery. They banned it on the Metro Rail system because of the artwork. The neon ad showed the Rolling Stones' iconic tongue and lips design plastered over a woman's bikini bottoms.
Oh.
Oh, I'll get a little...
I've seen worse on the tube.
Oh, I've seen a lot worse.
Please. You seen some of the denizens that ride that?
I mean, my God, just... again, I think we've all, the men have always all discovered...
You know what they discovered over there?
What's that?
That the people... They want the tube was great. The tube was great. Yeah. It's the
subway,
best subway system I've been in outside of Tokyo. It's wonderful, much better in New York. But they decided that human beings, if you had to wait 4 minutes for a train but didn't know when it was coming, you got very uncomfortable. Even though you're only waiting 3-4 minutes.
Yeah.
Where they discovered that they put a sign up saying exactly how long, like 9, it's going to be 9 minutes and the train will be here.
Yeah.
People were perfectly okay with that. They'd wait 9 minutes is fine, as long as they knew and could read that it was coming.
Well, they do that at Hartsfield, as I recall. Yeah, they tell you when the train's coming and next train in 4 minutes or whatever.
But it's all
smart.
psychology.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely smart. Our birthday list includes Courtney Love, 60 years old. Damn. That seems kind of 60 years old. Courtney Love, holy cow. Madonna, this is a Flounder's music list guy, and it says, Madonna put it best, quote, "I am fascinated by Courtney Love, but the same way I'm fascinated by someone who's got Tourette's syndrome walking in Central Park." Oh, jeez. That's kind of an event. About? Well, I don't know. I think Madonna probably jealous of Courtney, being a little more grody than Madonna is.
I think Courtney can actually play an instrument, though. And not just sit on one.
Yes, apparently, or be tied up by her lover or something. I guess he used to rough her up pretty good, too.
They all did.
I think she liked to be roughed up, though.
I think she did.
I know.
I saw that book.
I remember when she outed, when she was going with the idiot black basketball player, the Chicago Bulls.
Dennis Rodman.
And he was really ticked off because her book described something about him, and he was very upset about it. She said, "Oh, my God, we have such beautiful babies." But first, I want you to do this. And that had nothing to do with making babies. I can promise you that. Anyway, our history list, you have to figure that out by yourself. Oh, hey, our history list 2006. Comedy Central defied Dave Chappelle's wishes and gave America Chappelle's show The Lost Episodes, even though that meant those 3 episodes meant that Dave would never return to do another season. Remember, he walked away from like $30 million.
90. I think it was 90.
It that much? God.
And he went to Africa.
Yeah. He said, screw it. I don't need this. And I don't know whether it was all... Was he just going through a thing, or was he thinks arguing with over what the show was like, kind of producer kind of stuff?
He thinks Hollywood's evil, pretty much, and he thinks it was trying to twist him, and he didn't like the way it was going and control.
I think it was just he just didn't feel like putting up with it. I think he just had standards.
He didn't have to.
And he was offered over $50 million.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out the number. And I'll tell you what, I loved his. I still have a bunch of his shows on my DVR. Things like the race auction. The Chinese and the blacks are going for Tiger Woods. Who's higher bidder? Claiming Tiger Woods.
The black Klansman? The blind Klansman?
The blind black guy who hates black guys.
It's one that can never, ever be played on air, but when he was the milkman.
Oh, yeah.
The N-word family comes in. Their name was Niger. Only. It's the Nigers. Come on in, you guys. I mean, what a great talent, Dave Chappelle. I hope he's doing all right. I don't know. But anyway,
he's still doing stand-up and stuff. He has his stand-up on Netflix.
He had a Netflix special last year.
Cool.
Remember, the whole trans community came after him.
But again, he said, hey, whoa, I'm just, again.
He talks about he had a meeting. One of the reasons he left, he has a meeting with a white woman who was running Comedy Central and everything.
Yeah.
And he'd use the F word about gays, which you can't use.
Ah, yeah.
Right. And she was called in, and she goes, her name was Renee or something like that. She goes, you can't say the F word. And he says, why not? And she goes, well, because,
it's offensive.
You're not gay. And he goes, well, I can use the N word with impunity, but I can't use the F word. And she goes, it's because you're not gay. And he turns around and looks at her and he goes, well, then why can't I say the N word? I'm not an N word either. He says, I'm not gay, but I'm also not an N word. But you'll let me say the N word.
Oh, really?
So that was his point. Why do I get to say one word when I'm not, but I can't say the other word when I'm not?
Well, Dave Chappelle's not.
He's not an N word.
Yeah. Right. I mean, again, I really appreciate him, and it's just a great comedy, just really adult fun comedy. And there we go.
If you had Netflix, you could.
Speaking of comedy, 3:40 is our time on the clock. 404-74. Cramp. Hold on. I hate that.
Charlie Horse.
404-741-1230. 741-1230. Now I got to pull. If you pull the toe up and stretch out that hammy.
More potassium.
There you go. A little more potassium. The White House press corps may be coming around to finally get out of their shameful behavior for the last 8 years. What's the matter?
Didn't look all that confrontational today.
I don't know. Well, again, I mean, I don't know what they have to argue about today if she just keeps avoiding the issues, whatever. But late night comedians, holy cow! The press corps may be coming around. Maybe the late night comedians as well. Here's a little montage, Flounder, if you will, sir, about some of the late night comics talking about President Stupid Face.
After the debate, tons of people in the media and in his own party have been calling for Biden to drop out. So Biden just has to go viral, which explains his new Middle East peace proposal. You got to give it that Haktua spin on that thing.
Some high-profile Democrats like Rob Reiner and Stephen King also want Biden to drop out. God, you know things are bad when the guys behind Stand By Me won't stand by you.
I think that Biden debated as well as Abraham Lincoln. If you dug him up right now.
The media has spent almost 2 weeks calling on a candidate to drop out of the race, and somehow it's not the convicted felon. Yeah, Biden's brushing everyone off. He's like, hey, people have been telling me not to run for president since 1988. I think I know what I'm doing.
Then Joe assured the governors that he knows what went wrong, saying he needs more sleep. Yes, he is what experts call tie-tie. I guess you could say he's Sleepy Joe.
In fact, the Babylon Bee's having some fun, too. Oh, no. Biden started to turn blue after aides forgot to include his Remember to Breathe card.
But isn't it telling that now all of a sudden they're all piling on? Because that's what they are. They're cowards.
Exactly.
They won't be the first to do it.
It's safe now.
It's safe now that they've got the DNC has said, yeah, you can go attack him now. And now they're all coming out of the woodwork like they're big and brave attacking people. Yeah. They're those little craps in high school that all stood on the sidelines. The minions.
Yeah. And again, this is all their fault. This is all their fault. Not only because he said he was going to pick a candidate to run with him as vice president based on gender and race. He locked himself into, who's he going to pick? The Indian? What's her name from Massachusetts? I mean, by God. So he locked himself into it, and then they locked himself into it when they decided he was going to keep running and kill still for another 4 years, and now they're screwed. And I'm glad because what are they going to do? They can't change him now. He's not going unless they, and I'm going to talk about the 25th here in a second. First of all, another couple of shots at him from Babylon Bee. Democrats announced their new comprehensive plan to win election by calling Trump Hitler again. Oh, my God. How many times have we heard that? Let's see. Associated Press says Biden is often alive and conscious, but sometimes mostly dead. Oh, one more, my favorite. Biden aides are busy picking between angry shouting pills and calm, creepy whisper pills. Depending on what they feed him. Oh, Lordy. Anyway, New York Times writer Maureen Dowd, who to me is a very creative writer. I've always enjoyed. I haven't read her stuff in a long time. She used to be in the Al Jazeera Constitution, but I think Constipation. But I think they've taken her out for years ago. I used to see her column all the time, and not for a long time. Anyway, she has a column in the Times that said a guy named T.J. Ducklow, a spokesman for the Biden campaign, emailed her after she published a commentary that included the reference to the word "goodist." during his interview Friday night, and I watched this with the George Stephanopoulos, the network revised the transcript of that interview to reflect that President Stupidface actually said good as opposed to the word goodest. Her column had an addendum reflecting the change made by ABC News, and then she included the goodest quote that came in response to a question from Stephanopoulos. It went like this: "I'll feel as long as I gave it my all, and I did the goodest job as I know I can do. That's what this is about," he said. Dowd noted in her column, goodest isn't a word, and her ears were against the computer 10 times to make sure that's what it was that sounded like it. They also checked the ABC News transcript, and that's the word they used, she wrote. Well, this guy Ducklow from the campaign emailed her to say he's going to flag the revision ABC made to the transcript, and they're going to put and said, I'll do a good as job as I know I can do, which grammatically is totally incorrect. So I can't, it wouldn't make any sense to say it that way because it would be hard to say. According to Dowd, Ducklow asked her to tweak the column and change the word goodest to make my piece consistent with the corrected transcript, even though the revised version was also gobbledygook. Dowd wrote, she responded, letting him know, we'll tell our editor what he thought, to which Ducklow has said to her, replied, yeah, again, it's not what I think. It's what ABC News, who conducted the interview, thinks. I think it'd be quite unusual if the Times asserted the president said something that the news organization who conducted the interview says he did not say. When Dowd inquired as to whether the Biden campaign pressured ABC to change it, he said, ABC News, like any news organization, makes their own independent editorial decisions. I'm sure you're not suggesting otherwise. Hey, you dirty lying skag. My God. Ducklow sent a subsequent email, read, had another convo on this conversation. ABC News received the tape and confirmed the error to us. That then made the correction. Dowd was scathing, writing, whatever the president meant, his answer to that question went over like a lead balloon. No one cares if he feels good about himself in a losing cause. Maybe the White House should think about closed captioning. I mean, the fix has been in, and they're still... Remember, former mayor Keisha Bong Bottoms complained about the AJC. She says, well, you're not being fair to our client. You're changing the news to help a candidate like you've never done for 8 years. Holy crap. I mean, it's going on and on and on. All right, and by the way, First Lady, the cuckold queen, is all ticked off at the media. That's coming up, too. 346, Carrot, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Look out.
It's one of the biggest elections of our lifetime, and it's never been more important to get the news you need without the bias.
The Democrats have to replace Joe Biden, or they know they cannot win this election.
Trust the conservative voice of Atlanta for the breaking news and latest changes without the spin.
That's what I mean by fixed election. There's no chance if the media and the Department of Justice and social media are all against you.
This is Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
It's that time of year again when the owner of Central Heating and Air Conditioning, Chuck, brings back the 4th annual Christmas in July, benefiting Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Hey, it's Tug for Central Heating and Air Conditioning. If you want to help give back to the community, all you have to do is sign up for a maintenance agreement with Central Heating and Air Conditioning, and $10 from every new maintenance agreement will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. The more maintenance agreements you sign up for, the bigger and better we can make the 4th annual Christmas in July for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Central services all makes and models with Central Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. So call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com to sign up for a maintenance agreement and help Chuck and Central Heating and Air give back to the community. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
It is so important to prepare in case of any emergency, and there's one place you can do that, and that's True Prep in Marietta on Cobb Parkway. But before you get into preparing, you need to know everything that goes into preparing. That's why they have all these great classes. They always have an intro to emergency preparedness class. What about a bug out bag? Make sure that you go to their class on that. And also, don't forget, they also do blood drives, everything else. It's your one-stop shop for preparedness. True Prep, Marietta, Cobb Parkway, or online, trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Have you considered securing your family's future? Protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease. Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademark Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com.
Get ready for unfiltered conversations on The Janelle King Show, where we tackle the topics that you won't hear at your family gatherings, but they're absolutely crucial for a strong republic. Don't miss us live every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on Extra 106.3. But if you can't tune in, that's okay. You can catch new episodes every Tuesday on the Podcast Park or wherever you prefer to get your podcasts. Join us for these discussions, and I can't wait to meet you there.
Yeah, and as a leader in the conservative stuff. Sorry, we're just talking about who's going to pick for vice president. Tom Cotton's name's coming up again. J.D. Vance may have fallen a little bit down the ranking, according to some insiders. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, and again, the convention's what, in 10 days or 2 weeks or something?
Is it?
Yeah. So, I think it's... well, you know, I could be confused.
We can look it up. Yeah. Only something at our fingertips.
Well, I'm going to call my mother, see if she can drive me to the library.
Get the Encyclopedia Britannica.
You ride your bike for once, will you? I got stuff to making dinner. It's okay, Mom. I need a basket. I can't carry the books in my hand.
Did you see that Reese's peanut butter cupcake I sent you?
Recipe? My God.
I've never seen a Reese's cup that big.
I think you have to order those someplace. I mean, it was like big as a pie.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally looked like a pie.
And that was just the centerpiece of this cake.
Yeah, then you pour the batter in and the oh, jeez, God. Woo. Anyway, there's a little Santana here for you.
Why?
352. Well, let's not
be music.
Let's not be critical of our musical director because Flounder's doing a very good
Actually,
job.
I saw it on there. The only reason I am playing this is because I knew Pete would piss him off.
Nuts. Well, it was on this day in 2010, Santana Concert, First Midwest Bank Amphitheater in Tinley Park, Illinois. Carlos Santana, the guitar player, proposed to his girlfriend, Cindy Blackman, who had just finished a drum solo during the band's set. So he proposed to her right in front of everybody. Oh, God. And she said no, and then he went on to force her, and then she found somebody. She said yes, and they got married. Oh, okay.
Are they still married?
I think a couple married December 2010. Well, it's only been 14 years. They're probably still married. Normally, she finds somebody else after like 13, 14, 15 years. Our birthday list includes Dean Koontz, 79, the horror writer and mystery writer. Dean Koontz wrote Odd Thomas, I don't know that one, a novel called Watchers that inspired a Corey Haim movie.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
And some, Dean Koontz has got a million. He's probably written 60 bestsellers, I'll bet you.
Oh, it's his second wife, Santana. He's on his second wife.
Oh, well, now see.
Maybe she'll teach him how to play music.
Maybe she'll, hey. Anyway, and let's see, that was our birthday thing. Hold on, I got to get my history list here. Let's see, I wrote, on this day in 1982, a 30-year-old man named Michael Fagan decided to have a talk with Queen Elizabeth. So he broke into Buckingham Palace at 3 o'clock in the morning and spent 10 minutes talking with the Queen in her bedroom before he was arrested. The question, how did this guy get past 43 soldiers, 24 bobbies, 350 members of the palace staff, dog patrols, surveillance cameras, electronic listening devices, and other high-tech equipment? Holy crap. And he's in there talking with the Queen in her bedroom.
The Crown did a whole show on that episode of how he got in, and he climbed through a little window that he saw.
No alarm or no...
He scaled the fence and went right up to the window and went right in.
It's unbelievable.
And it was amazing. The look on her face when she woke up, there's a guy sitting on the edge of her bed.
Thank God he wasn't a total maniac.
No, they had a great conversation.
Good Lord. 3:55 for him. Oh, we got Flounders. Was that a Flounders Funny? You want to do it now?
Actually, this is from the debate, or not the debate, the White House briefing a little while ago.
Oh, let's play it.
So this is funny. Apparently, Joe Biden is in bed before 11, and Peter Ducey asked him this question.
Okay.
He also said he's sharpest before 8 p.m. So, say that the Pentagon at some point picks up an incoming nuke. It's 11 p.m. Who do you call? The First Lady?
He has a team that lets him know of any news that is pertinent and important to the American people. He has someone, or that is decided obviously with his National Security Council, on who gets to tell him that news.
Well, he also...
Oh, my God.
That was her response. Is he has a team?
Well, yeah, he has somebody to help him answer
He's
the phone.
not running the White House.
Holy God.
Hunter and Jill are running the country.
Oh. Well, it's the First Lady, in fact, just started screaming at some of the repressors. It happened yesterday. The video showed a journalist named J.M. Rieger. The First Lady was confronted by a reporter, asked her about the growing number of Democrats calling for Biden to leave the race. Dr. Biden, Dr. Biden, do you have any message to House Democrats who are calling for your husband to drop out of the race? How are you feeling about the state of the race? A female reporter could be heard shouting. Why are you screaming at me? You know me. Don't scream at me. Just talk. And then she got into her car without answering any questions. This is the First Lady.
Touchy?
Mm-hmm. Later, she had the reporter beaten and her arms broken, so she wouldn't be able to take any notes, fingers cracked, and putting shivs of slivers under her fingernails, apparently, in response. But, it's amazing to me. It could have gone two ways, the story of Dr. Jill Biden. Well, in fact, I'll tell you what. First, Flounders Funnies for Nuckies Hokies.
Hold that thought.
I'll tell you what, I would never ghost a gal. Do you guys know what ghosting a gal is? Yeah. Ghosting a gal is when a man has sex with a lady and then afterwards he never calls her, texts her, or sees her again. He just vanishes like a ghost. Let me tell you what, don't do that, fellas. That is rude business, all right? No, put the power in her hands. Don't ghost. Smother. Way more effective. Next time you have with a lady and she falls asleep next to you, send her an accidental text message. Send her a text message that says, "Hey, Mom, think I met the one." I can't be too sure, but I'm watching her sleep right now. As soon as she wakes up, as soon as her peepers flutter open, your head needs to be right there. I go, "Hey, guess what?" And she'll be like, "What?" And you'll be like, "Forever starts right now." Yeah. Don't ghost. Haunt.
Yeah. Ask her if we should name our first child's names and stuff like that. That's always fun to pull. So Dr. Jill starts yelling and screaming to this reporter. And by the way, just for the record, another story came out about President Stupidface when he was supposed to meet with the German chancellor during the June G7 event. It was scheduled for early evening, and the German chancellor ended up meeting at the Alpine Resort with the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, the little putz who told Schultz to his surprise that Biden had hit the hay. He had gone to bed. He skipped the meeting with the German chancellor at the G7 meeting and instead had to go to bed. It was arranged as a secret meeting about Ukraine and booked in the early evening because they knew Biden would get tired by nighttime. But a spokesman said, he was born a poor black child. And by the way, if he is so fit as a fiddle, if never lost a mile off his fastball and he's just sharp as a tack and you ought to see him in all these meetings and running the country and everything, then why isn't he fit to stand trial?
Right.
If Donald Trump is fit to stand trial for the exact same charges that Biden should, in fact, Biden's charges should have been worse because he was not entitled to those documents. He was not president. Yeah. President Trump had the ability to take those documents and declassify them, and that's, they're debating about that, but still he was a president, and that's written down in the law. Vice President Biden didn't have any authority to do that.
Why aren't the Republicans every day demanding that her transcript, the tapes?
Yeah, that's right. We want to hear
demanding it.
And then we'll have the American people decide whether it should be put on trial. And if he can't be put on trial, then why was Donald Trump put on trial for the same freaking charges? You got to be kidding me. I mean, what a crock. All right, coming about 4 o'clock, and more on Dr. Jill, what she's up to these days. Also, a heartbreaking, patriotic Independence Day celebration that just turned out really, really bad. I'm going to say it only because it's a bit of advice.
Went to his head.
Never would have thought this would happen. Coming up, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 4 o'clock. Look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
A pledge from the president. Lisa Brady, Fox News. If reelected, President Biden commits to serving a full second term. That from spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre answering yes to that question from a reporter, while also pushing back on any suggestion that an additional cognitive test is being avoided because they don't want the results.
The White House Medical Unit, his doctor, they don't believe that he needs anything more than what we have been able to provide, a full, detailed, very comprehensive physical that he had 4 months ago.
House and Senate Democrats holding separate meetings behind closed doors today.
Donald Trump cannot be allowed near the Oval Office.
House Democratic Caucus Chair Pete Aguilar, as most Democratic lawmakers continue to back the president's reelection bid. A member of the U.S. military tried to get into the president's medical records earlier this year. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal.
The Navy says a junior enlisted sailor based at Fort Belvoir in Virginia tried to access President Biden's medical records multiple times on February 23rd, but failed to pull up the proper Joe Biden. HCIS began investigating 3 days later after someone told military authorities what the sailor had done. Naval officials won't reveal the sailor's name, but said he told them he tried to access the records just out of curiosity.
That was 3 weeks after a special counsel called the president a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory while declining to pursue charges for mishandling classified documents. The Navy says the sailor who tried to access medical records was disciplined administratively. Just getting reports that the Gaza Pier, installed by the U.S. military for humanitarian aid, will be pulled out permanently after many disruptions from bad weather, security concerns, and logistics. Yet another mixed finish on Wall Street, the Dow down about 52 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
If you had $1 million in 2009, today it will be worth less than $700,000. That's the effect of out-of-control government spending shrinking your hard-earned dollars. And it's why central banks and savvy investors are buying gold. For thousands of years, gold has withstood war, famine, and economic downturns. It's been a stalwart hedge against inflation and hyperinflation. And the company Buck Sexton trust to help you diversify into gold is Birch Gold Group. For 2 decades, Birch Gold has helped concerned Americans convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. And the best part, it doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket. With an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, you can trust Birch Gold, too.
To learn more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 and get a free, no-obligation info kit on gold. Again, text PROTECT to the number 989898 to protect your hard-earned savings today.
There we go. Look out, it's on. only me, it's only the Kimmer. 403 with Pete Davis and Flounder. And Deadheads everywhere. On this day, 1995.
Please don't back up the check. This train's got to
The Grateful Dead, 95 on this day, gave their last concert with leader Jerry Garcia. It was at Chicago's Soldier Field. Jerry Garcia would be dead less than a month later from a heart attack while in drug rehab. Last concert with Jerry, 1995.
He pretty much died from withdrawing.
From withdrawing?
Yeah.
It's almost like sometimes the treatment for cancer will kill you more than the cancer does. And I think, I mean, he was in pretty bad shape. I don't know much about it. My daughter Jennifer was a deadhead. She would, when she was a cocaine and heroin addict, she would follow him around there a little bit. And she's been clean for 20 years, by the way, a role model. And I can't tell enough about her. My other little daughter Sarah has a birthday coming up at the end of the week. Which is pretty good. She's 1 year, a big birthday, because it's 1 year before a really big birthday.
Don't mail her anything.
In fact, I'm on UPS. Seriously, I'm not. If I have to something, I mean, I still mail. There's like 3 bills I mail. You know, my Comcast and my car note, stuff like that. But I always make sure I double check to make sure. And I don't use the mail until they get that straightened out. Very, very much. And all of a sudden, like I get like 4 or 5. New Yorker magazines at one whack. They're supposed to come every week. No, yeah, right. And by the way, they're just stacking up. I look at the cartoons and I try to read an article.
Right now.
Yeah, it's just.
And I'm reading them. I'm reading them, but
they have some. Every magazine, New Yorker usually has one, maybe a couple articles that really are interesting, and that
the one I'm reading now.
Review. Sometimes there's
the one on Dr. Neil Atrachet, the guy who puts all the Tommy John surgeries together and everything. Out in L.A. that just did Ronald Acuna's knee and everything. Yeah. That was a great article.
Yeah, every once in a while. But again, they stack. I mean, I must have 20 of them on the floor by my bed.
And I finished a crossword puzzle. I always do. Every Sunday afternoon, I'll do one of their crossword puzzles, and I finished it this week.
Oh, well, there you go. I always check the cartoons and all that kind of stuff, so which is good. Anyway, our birthday list today would have been O.J. Simpson's 77th birthday today. Kevin O'Leary, the Shark Tank guy. Kevin O'Leary, 70 years old today. And our history list, a little something here at Kimmer Plan this morning. Let's see what you want to do here. Well, let's do this one. 1868, SCOTUS, Supreme Court, approves the 14th Amendment, due process, equal protection. It was designed to make sure that freed slaves were given citizenship and that no state could mess with them or deprive them of life, liberty, or property without due process. And that was 1868 for this white supremacist, racist country. 1868, after we fought a war for freedom. Well,
no other country in the world has fought a war that killed 500,000 people to stop slavery. No other country in the world had gotten rid of slavery within the first 100 years of their existence, but us.
And again, that's why, of course, by being racist that we are, we'll never have a black president, twice, elected by white people. Thank you.
And an African.
Yeah.
Literally.
Right, a guy from Africa. Got away with it. 406. Oh, mercy. I was going to do a little thing on Dr. Jill, and I just, I get so freaking angry at this woman. Honestly, I can't believe that she, after he won the election, she just didn't say, Joe, God bless you, you did it.
Yes. Why can you? It's power.
I know.
She loves it more than he does.
It's just disgraceful. Let's do 2 quick update stories. You want to tell them? I think the suspected child molester Chuck Schumer is now coming out officially with. Well, it's suspected.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat in New York, broke his silence. Are you confident that President Biden has what it takes to win in November and serve the next 4 years? As I've said before, I'm with Joe.
Yeah, and now more and more of them we think are. I don't know what they're going to do.
They got to suck it is what they got to do.
And by the way, this business about the 25th Amendment, there's no way. There's not that the 25th Amendment means that if the president is incapacitated for whatever reason, they're never going to do it. For one, Dr. Jill, the cuckold queen, would never allow Carmela's side piece, the shiftless and lazy vice president, to be this country's first female president. Dr. Jill would never allow that.
How can she stop it?
She's still ticked. But
how can she stop it?
She'd have them all killed. Believe me. Oh, I guarantee you. Because she's still mad at Carmela for calling her husband a racist.
Yeah, but she has no power. The only power she has has
she has a lot of power.
No, who she got? She got a cadre of assassins or something? The Secret Service are going to listen to her and not the other cabinet members?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
No, the cabinet members, believe me.
They have the power.
They're not going to do it, but she would never, she'd probably kill her before she allowed that to happen. And can you imagine anybody in this country really actually thinking that the first female president in our country's history should be that woman?
Well, yeah, there's 40% that do. They're idiots.
Shiftless, lazy, incompetent, throwing out word salad. I mean,
just incompetent.
Just incompetent, like an 8th grader in front of a podium running for student council president.
Well, she's like, you're giving a book report, you didn't read the book.
Yeah.
You got to
just
stand
string
there.
it out a little bit. Well, like I was saying before, I want to reiterate the point I made earlier.
That's what I was saying.
Space. You can actually see things in space.
God. The school buses, they have wheels that go round and round.
409. Okay, my friends, I really kind of hate doing this story, but I'll pass it along only because I never would have thought of this, and maybe for next time this won't happen. And if you've heard this and you maybe have done things like this, as I've done a lot of dangerous stuff with firecrackers and fireworks. Yeah. I remember cherry bombs and M80s, where they M80s and the little gray square ones, whatever. And cherry bombs, God, we had more fun with cherry bombs. Oh, and they were, you blow your hand off.
I used to drive my Olds Delta 88 out in Gwinnett, and if we knew there was a party going on at somebody's house, we go there and park out front and start beeping the horn. And when people came out to see what was going on, my friend Glenn or Joe in the back seat would jump up with Roman candles and start firing at them. We'd be holding the Roman candles there in the car. Yeah. And then one day, Glenn jumped in the front seat and he says, "Oh my God." I go, "What do you mean, oh my God?" He goes, "I dropped it." And it goes off in the back seat. It's shooting all over the car.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, we've all done those things. Well, a family in South Carolina is in mourning because of their patriotic father, who is a fun lover but not the kind of guy to do silly things, wanted to celebrate Independence Day with his family in a big party. There's video, and I have not watched it. I don't want to see the video.
I'll watch it right now.
Alan Ray McGraw, 41 years old, rarely drank. There's video now showing his final moments, and the family's pretty upset with the way it portrays him. He's seen smoking a cigarette and dancing to bring in the 4th while wearing an Uncle Sam outfit and a top hat while visibly inebriated. Now, the man is not known for that kind of thing. He's kind of the, old-fashioned dad, just a really nice guy. Dad of one kid proceeded to put a large firecracker on top of his hat, was dancing around and having a good time, and it exploded. And it killed him instantly, dead on the scene. His wife, Paige, revealed that before the incident, he had hugged her and their son and told them, "You are my rock, and you are my heart." His son is a 20-year-old kid who just got engaged. They were celebrating the son's engagement and her induction into the family with a bit of a show. Patriotic garb, top hat adorned with the flag's characteristic stars and stripes. He put the firework on his head while doing a bit of a jig in an attempt to show off, said his wife. Just having fun. The exploding device caused massive head trauma, killed him instantly. His wife said she had been in the midst of telling him stop playing with those firecrackers when it erupted and he collapsed. He was holding it over his top hat. Now, the family said they're pretty troubled by the viral footage. It's been seen millions of times, I think. And it portrays him as kind of a drunken fool, which can't be further from the truth, they say. In reality, he was their rock. And just a real happy, sweet man who loved the 4th of July, loved this country, a real patriot, and was dressing like Uncle Sam and firecracker, holding it over the top of his hat. And I don't know what kind of firecracker it was, but it killed him.
Wonder if it was legal.
I don't know. Is that him right there?
Yeah, that's him right there. Also, the 2-year-old somewhere died, too. He got hold of his parents' firecrackers.
Oh, my God.
How old this thing
just done brutal. 412 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And again, just for the record, just be careful. And I never would have imagined that would have been a deadly thing in a costume over a hat. But anyway, there's not much room between the top of your skull and the inside of your brain. Is what, an 1/18 of an inch? I mean, you can feel everything. Again, babies don't even have a skull yet, so the soft spot's right there.
That's how you can carry 5 at a time.
Well, there you are. Well, if you're a boulder. 413, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder here with a 106.3 there or something. I don't know.
time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
With this Democrat election debacle, things look pretty grim for the United States. So maybe today, some positive notes about what's going on in the U.S. Sometimes you read the newspapers, you think that China and Russia are winning the day. But let's think about it. Andy Kessler, writing in the Wall Street Journal, he points out that technology is the driver of global growth. And we have 6 U.S.-based technology companies that are worth more than $1 trillion. This far surpasses any other nation. Why? Because the United States enables innovation, for now anyway, while the rest of the world, with very few exceptions, is mired in statism. And the dollar is still the reserve currency for the world. As Kessler points out, try spending Chinese money in Costa Rica. Also, the United States is oil independent. Lift Joe Biden's ban on liquefied natural gas, and we could export enough LNG to Europe and Japan to make them independent of Russia and the Middle East. Economic growth. From 2010 to 2023, the cumulative economic growth in the U.S., 34% versus 21% for the European Union. And as Kessler explains, the why is very simple. Capital flows to where it is treated best. Capital looks for opportunity, merit, and upside. For now, that's the United States. It'll stay that way if we can keep Democrats out of control. People with talent want to come to the United States to use that talent to build themselves and their companies. We got problems, but we're still number one. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
When storms wreak havoc on your home, who do you trust to make things right? Look no further than Southern Exteriors. Hey, it's Tug. With over 25 years experience, they understand the urgency of storm damage. They offer emergency response and free estimates to assess the situation and get your home back on track. Southern Exteriors is committed to your home's long-term well-being. Whether it's roofing, siding, gutters, windows, or doors, they have the expertise to handle it all. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. Southernexteriors.co. Southern Exteriors. Restoring peace of mind one storm at a time.
Hey fans, summer is here and you know what that means. Exterior painting season. At Atlanta Painting Company, this summer, save 10% off of all exterior projects and get a free color consultation. We understand how valuable your home is, so protect your investment with our industry-leading warranty and unmatched customer service. Don't just take our word for it. We have over 900 Google reviews telling you why we're the painters you can trust. Ready to get started? Visit us online at atlantapaintingcompany.com to schedule your free home consultation. The Atlanta Painting Company, the painters you can trust.
Hey guys, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly. Have you heard the buzz about Seeds of Excellence Christian Academy?
Thanks, Tara. I'm Dr. Eugene Wallace, CEO and head of schools of Seeds of Excellence Christian Academy in Austell, Georgia. We are Christian, scholarly, affordable, and relational. Seeds of Excellence is committed to nurturing the whole child, spirit, mind, and body. From daily Bible classes to weekly chapel services, advanced technology, world languages, fine arts, athletics, national competitions, and a dedicated team of great professionals, our scholars from 6 weeks to 8th grade receive quality care through a premier education grounded in Christian worldviews. By blending the Abeka curriculum with Georgia state standards, we offer a comprehensive and faith-based learning environment that equips our scholars for success. We are thrilled to partner with Our Town Monthly. We want everyone in the community to read all about us.
You're right, Doc. Seeds of Excellence is a perfect fit. Friends, explore SOECA.net and experience the difference today.
Look out, here we go. 418, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. 1989, New Edition's production manager was charged with criminal homicide after shooting the Support Act's security man after the American R&B pop group ran over their stage time. Jeez. So they played too long, so he shot the security guard. Wow. You people are pretty serious about your music. My God. Jeez. Birthday list includes John Tesh. John Tesh is 72. John Tesh. But maybe one of the whitest Americans who ever lived. Nice man, I'm sure.
Largest forehead,
yeah,
just side of Joe Buck.
Yeah, John Tesh is 72. Was an Entertainment Tonight with the leg girl. What's her name? Oh God, the blonde girl. Mary Hartman. No, Mary Hartman.
She still sits behind the Dodgers games.
Oh God, Mary Owen. Mary Hart. Mary. Oh, I hate this.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, John Tesh, 72. He did the NBA on NBC theme song. That was John Tesh. It says here, the thing there. Anyway, John Tesh. Mary. God, what was her name? Mary. Oh crap! I almost had it. All right, hold on.
It was Mary Hart.
Mary Hart. I thought it was Mary Hart.
Oh, okay.
Flounder. Thank you, Flounder.
You said Mary Hartman at first.
I did, and that was wrong. Mary Hartman was a whole different. Was that Billy Crystal?
And we just lost Martin Mull. We didn't get a chance to talk about that.
That's right. In fact,
Fernwood Tonight.
In fact, from Fernwood Tonight with the guy
Fred Willard.
Fred Willard. The whole cast was. I mean, what a show. And in fact. Martin Mull, I will tell you a story. When I was single and living up north, and I was a TV anchorman, there was a girl who was a lover of mine, and she lived out. Didn't live with me. She lived out of town. Showed up one day. In Chicago, and then called me and said she's in town. So anyway, so she's waiting for me to get off of work. I was doing some TV stuff, working and stuff, and we went into the hotel bar or something, sitting at the bar, and this guy came over, sat down to her, started talking with her, and offered to buy her a drink, and he said, yeah, I'm Martin Mull, and she said, yeah, and I'm Elizabeth Taylor. He said, no, I'm really Martin Mull. And it turned out it was Martin Mull tried to pick up my ex-lover.
Good old Barth Gimble.
Oh, in fact, shall I tell you the rest of the story? Uh-oh. Well, so we got together. She was in visit for, I don't remember what the reason was, but she was in town, so she came up. So so we went up to I had this little high-rise condo right in there in Lincoln Park and everything. So we were up in the thing, and so she's leaving. She had to go, and my doorman called up and said, "Your girlfriend's here."
What is this? Three's Company show or something?
So I did the right thing.
Hide her in the closet?
No, I escorted her downstairs and through a different exit, and then met my girlfriend at the door, and we would have to
reeking of good time sex. She couldn't tell?
Well, she was kind of an ex, too. She was, giving me trouble, and I kept breaking up with her and stuff like that. So it wasn't like we were all thing, but she showed up, and what am I going to do,
So, okay, here's the $1,000 question. Did you have sex with her, too, that day?
Absolutely.
In the same bed?
Yeah, absolutely. 20 minutes later.
Did she... yeah, okay, he's going to brag now that he could, things were working just fine 20 minutes later.
Oh, that's nothing.
It's a different woman, yeah.
There you
are. A whole new thing.
Anyway, I don't even want to do the history of this now. Our 4 o'clock hour, by the way, 4:21, sponsored by...
But anyway, rest in peace, Martin Mull, since you brought the story back to you instantly. Poor Martin Mull's dead.
How many guys can know that his girlfriend got attacked, hit on by Martin Mull?
If you're into twisted stuff, Martin Mull painted.
Oh,
and
really?
he's got some of the sickest twisted paintings I have ever seen.
You mean like the Scream? Or
like
1950s
families doing bizarre things involving killing things and stuff. It's just bizarre. And Martin Mull. He was twisted.
It was just like in an art gallery thing or selling them? Or?
Yeah, he sold his art.
Oh, my God. I have no idea.
One of my favorite movies he was in was Clue, when he was Colonel Mustard.
Oh, yeah. He's a funny guy. I don't remember a bad thing he's done, but again, Fernwood Tonight was just a classic.
And the running joke on Fernwood that he had to go to Fernwood from Miami because they were after him for some underage girl thing or something.
God, I don't remember.
Which you couldn't do today.
And Fred, God, no. Oh, God. No.
That was the running
That's
joke.
a Cosby thing there. Jeez. Our 4 o'clock hour is sponsored by our friends at Atlanta Safe House. You may not know you need a safe. You do. Take it from the Kimmer who lost his medical records, your social security card, stuff like that. They have a showroom in Ackworth, and they're very happy to take care of you. Jeff and Mark, you'll love these people. A real non-woke American company, my friends. Tell them the Kimmer sent you, AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
And breaking news for you Oak Ridge Boys fans, boy, what a year of tragedy. Joe Bonsall has passed away at age 76 from ALS.
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he had to retire earlier this year, said he couldn't do it anymore, and now he's passed away.
Well, that's probably a blessing then. I mean, it's hard to say, but that particular disease has got to be brutal because you know.
But why put money toward fixing that when you can leave $85 billion of military equipment in Afghanistan?
Well, we have to help our enemies. Yeah. Oh, no, we don't have
They really needed all that equipment there, didn't they?
They didn't have enough. You know, it's not fair. The equity. How about the Democrats want equity? The enemy doesn't have as many weapons as we do. How fair is that? I mean, come on.
You're right.
God. So it's the modern military. Modern Defense Department.
Nobody got fired either.
No.
Nobody got fired.
No, not all retired, got all their money, and they're living high in the hog, and I'm over here with you guys. 424. Yeah. Oh, here we go again. Zach Wilson, a somewhat famous quarterback. He was a number 2 pick 3 years ago.
Bust.
Went to the Jets. The Jets said, "No, you're not." It was horrible. It just didn't work at all. So they traded him to the Broncos this offseason. So now he's stuck in Denver. Anyway, Zach Wilson. Here's the story. Here we go again. Zach Wilson. And again, you're going to remind us of the last quarterback scandally emotional thing with a girl cheating and so forth coming up here. But first, Zach Wilson's ex-girlfriend is now engaged to Zach Wilson's former best friend and teammate and roommate.
What?
His ex-best friend and his ex-girlfriend got engaged days after Zach Wilson popped the question to his other girlfriend. A guy named Dan Milne, a wide receiver for the Commanders. Well, who's that? Washington. And Abby announced their engagement an Instagram account. The news came a week over Wilson and his model girlfriend, Nicolette, revealed they had gotten engaged during a vacation in Italy. And the timing didn't escape some people's thoughts considering the controversy surrounding the three of them. Zach Wilson and the girl had been high school sweethearts. They broke up in 2022 before it came out that Guile, the girl, had moved on to his roommate and good quarterback friend who had been a longtime buddy, and they were roommates and teammates while they were at BYU. So social media users called the girl Guile, Zach's ex-girlfriend, a homie hopper. When it was revealed that she was dating Milne, and in response to his best friend, and in response, she wrote on Instagram that Zach Wilson was sleeping with his mom's best friend, and he's the real homie hopper.
What's a homie hopper?
Homebreaker, or you do your homie, you're hopping on your homie's best friend, kind of. You're hopping on a homie's thing. I don't know. Wilson hasn't commented all about it, but I mean, here we go. All of a sudden, and it was tell the quarterback story with a girl who's now
Matt Stafford
from wife. Georgia, and his wife, and she was making a big deal and bragging about how she nailed his competitor on the team, his quarterback competitor, to get him jealous so that he'd want to fight for her.
And he did.
And he did, and he won her. And so now they're laughing about how she was sleeping with his buddy to try to get him to get to sleep with her. Holy crap. I tried to watch The Bachelorette last night. I am so old-fashioned and so out of touch. I can't even believe it. And by the way, she's a knockout. She's a cute. Her name is Jen.
Little Asian girl,
yeah.
Good looking.
And I thought she was I picked her to be the winner of the last Bachelor contest, but he didn't pick her. She was one of the finalists. But anyway, and I thought she was, and now she turns up to be as the Bachelorette. And all these macho guys are showing up, compete. Someone's going to turn her head. It just made, and by the way, I can't stand to watch them making out. Anytime in a movie or like this, when they go to make out with her or something, I couldn't. I had to turn. I couldn't even watch it. I cannot watch a couple making out, kissing and romantically, sweetly, wonderfully making out. I can't watch it.
Why? How does it make you feel, Kimmer?
It makes me feel horrible. The same way I feel every stinking night at 3 o'clock in the morning when I wake up screaming. What do you think? Sorry. And then again an hour later when I come back all over again.
How does that make you feel?
Seriously, I don't know what's wrong with I can't watch him kissing.
Go lay down on the couch over there.
I cannot watch a guy kissing a girl. I can't watch. It's too personal to me that's the nicest thing you can do with a girl, and I can't watch somebody else do it.
Flounder, we got to do a photo shoot where he's going to lay down on that couch, and I'm going to sit on the side here. With all my
little glasses on your. So tell me, when did you start first feeling this?
How many times did you touch yourself?
By the way, this is a bizarre story, and the whole thing just makes me just creepy. Petro Travel Center, Donald Lee Hollowell Road on Juneteenth in the Atlanta area.
Juneteenth, when's that?
That's the.
What date is that?
That was the freedom of slavery.
No,
freedom.
what date is it?
That was the Juneteenth. That is so typical of Fox 5.
Yeah. The lowest common denominator. Instead of saying July 6th or something like that.
June 19th or 18th.
Juneteenth.
Like,
who the hell knows what date that is?
Right. They would assume that we're all celebrating Juneteenth, so we would be perfectly knowledgeable about what Juneteenth was. So they don't mention the date. It happened on Juneteenth.
They're acting like that. It's right there with the 4th of July or Christmas Day or Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because it ain't.
Yeah. It's like it
never will be.
Because it happened on Christmas, or it happened on Thanksgiving, or it happened on Juneteenth. They're all the same.
That is a Texas holiday forced on the rest of the country.
Yeah. And by the way, it's meaningless because the whole thing was done when they started doing it, and so whether it was announced on a different day is just another thing. Anyway, whatever. Okay, here's the deal. A woman. Well, in fact, they use her name here. Sunday Gray is her name. And she was at the Petro Travel Center, Donald Lee Hollowell Road, and she was there to pick up some lunch for her husband, who was at work nearby. She said she walked into the place, and apparently, let's see, I'm going to find the thing. A trip to the Iron Skillet inside the Petro Travel Center, Donald Lee Holloway took a disturbing turn when she caught the man behind her in line with his pants down, pleasuring himself. She said, "Oh my God, looking the eyes of this guy, looking. I didn't know how to react. I didn't know. Oh my God." She said, "I don't know how you." I says, "It's a disturbing visual she now sees every time she closes her eyes." The guy behind her was Farkalukale whacking the shillelagh right there in this freaking store behind her.
Flogging the bishop?
Oh my God. She says, "I don't know how a person recovers to put that out of your mind." She said, "I'm shocked. I'm embarrassed. I'm humiliated." And by the way, Atlanta police say employees who saw the guy doing it on himself didn't even stop him, watched him walk out the door after he got his food.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
the whole experience was long and hard on her.
Oh my God! I guess that's a to go. Anyway, the girl's wife showed up. He notified security, and the guy had gone to another gas station nearby. And they said, "Well, where's the guy?" He said, "Oh, I don't know. He's the guy that was masturbating with my wife." And he says, "Oh, he's outside." And they said, "Why didn't you stop him?" He said, "Oh, he left the store. He's around all the time." Oh my God!
They're used to hoses.
Holy crap! Well, I guess it's the freedom of Juneteenth to do what you want. 431, Kevin Pete and Flounder. Good grief.
It's time for your Georgia headlines presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
All right, here are your top stories in the state of Georgia for today, Tuesday, July 9th. DeKalb County fire officials are currently at an apartment complex on Snapfinger Woods Drive investigating a fire that left one man dead. Investigators believe the fire started in a bedroom of the apartment. They found an elderly disabled man in his laundry room and rushed him to the hospital where he later died. The cause of fire remains unknown. Hall County deputies are looking for 20-year-old Zachary Rutledge of Winder after he went swimming with his friends at Haunted Lake Lanier. Rutledge went missing after his two friends lost sight of him at Burton Mill Park on Lake Lanier. Deputies say it's possible Rutledge swam back to the shore and left the park, but no one has heard from him.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 1063 on social media or download the Extra 1063 app.
Who says you have to wait until December to celebrate Christmas? Hi, I'm Jaron Solomon. Right now at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating Christmas in July in all of our locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. Stop in today and enjoy our 12 days of deals on everything in our stores. Surprise your special someone with a beautiful diamond tennis bracelet, earrings, ring, or necklace. And to make your purchase even easier, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is offering up to 60 months interest-free financing. That's 5 years to pay for that special gift, interest-free. And while you're at it, why not break out the tree, string up the lights, and pour yourself some eggnog? Make this a Christmas to remember with our 12 days of deals. Don't wait until December. Find some of the biggest savings of the year at Solomon Brothers Jewelers during our Christmas in July event. Visit us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and Fisher Road in Sharpsburg, and online at SolomonBrothers.com. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, now the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
When you're leaving the house, do you plead with your garage door? Please open, please open. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Let us take that anxiety away with one quick call. Our highly trained technicians will get to the bottom of your garage door issues. It could be a simple repair, a malfunctioning opener, or maybe just needs a tune-up. But if it's time for your garage door to be replaced, we'll make that easy too with upfront pricing and free estimates. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
There are crazies on the road. Who knows where they're all going, but if one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant. He is the lawyer that used to work for the insurance company. The team at Van Sant Law knows who to call, what to say, and will make sure you get what you deserve and what the insurance company doesn't want to pay for. They have your best interest at heart and will take care of everything. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. My advice, save Van Sant Law in your phone. Today, 855-GA-INJURY, VanSantLaw.com.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Here we go.
All in that pretty little head of yours. What goes on in that place in the dark?
It's a nice little song. I like this little
You
song.
just stopped over what he played, why he played it.
Oh, about, should we play it again? We'll start over?
These days, I'm afraid she's not even sure if her name is Veronica.
Her name was Veronica. Well done, Flounder. Our musical list includes 1977, Elvis Costello quit his day job as a computer programmer at Elizabeth Arden Cosmetics. 1977, Elvis Costello was a computer programmer at Elizabeth Arden Cosmetics to become a full-time musician. Wow. And I like the guy. I don't know anything about him, but I remember he was on 30 Rock a couple of times doing skit. I mean, it seems like a really cool guy.
Good musician.
Yeah,
a lot of good songs.
Absolutely. That was a cool song. Let's see. Birthdays include Jimmy Smits. It says here the 6'3" Latino with an Anglo name. Jimmy Smits is 69. I saw him with my dog. Well, what?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Well, I thought it was kind of cool when my daughters and I were on the Phil Donahue show talking about fathers dealing with their young daughters' growing sexuality when they start dating and stuff. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I've told you the many girls who called me from other states and flew themselves in to be with me.
It's not the story that kills me. It's the backstories that you put in.
Well, so my daughters and I, we flew into Chicago. They put us up and had the kids come in. They put us up and a nice place and everything. And we were going to the hotel and we were going to the show the morning of taping. They had a limo pick us up. We went to the taping at the studio. And as we're going into the studio, or going into the lobby where the studio was at 30 Rock, going into the elevator was Jimmy Smits. And I said, girls, LA Law at the time. And this one, he was big, this was, when he was a huge. I said, girls, it's Jimmy Smits. They go, oh, I got a guy. And he was gone. So it was like a 1 second of a kind of a thing just for my daughters to show them with a brief brush with fame for my two little girls at the time.
You're like a human mellotron. Just a mention of one name, and you just press the button, and the story comes out.
Do you have any idea how much incredible enjoyment I can have for the rest of my miserable life thinking about all those
book. Then you can think about all those things
beautiful
again.
Women who called me back when my number was listed, and from states all over the country called me and said they wanted to come and meet me, and I said sure, and they flew themselves down, and I'd pick them up at the airport, and off we go.
Is this a great country or what? Write the book. Damn.
Anyway, so Jimmy Smith's birthday. Happy birthday. And on this day in 1795, a guy named James Swan personally paid off the entire national debt that America owed to France. 1795. France was helping us in the Revolutionary War. And he paid $2.1 million in 1795 money to pay off our debt to France. And I don't know the story behind it or where we got it or anything else, but that's unbelievable.
Did they ever repay us for World War I and World War II?
I do not believe that they think. Oh, well, they do the Normandy Beach thing every year. So
really.
Which is good.
France, the people of Normandy actually do still like us, but the rest of them.
Absolutely, they do. Now, coming up, we're going to, speaking of hot spots, how one hot spot in the Mediterranean is trying to get rid of tourists. But first, this story just, holy smokes, are you serious about this? Talk about gender studies and white supremacy and all these Democrat things they're trying to divide our country with. Check this out. Pete Davis, what up?
New York Post, Duke Medical School claims it is white supremacy culture to expect people of color to be on time. Okay, it says they want to catalyze anti-racist practice through education, dismantling racism and advancing equity, diversity, and inclusion in the School of Medicine. They put a guide out, basically, that nitpicking about being on time and dress codes and speech and work style is negative, and white supremacy culture is that white people, our thoughts, beliefs, and actions are superior to people of color, and that we need to stop asking people of color to be on time.
For the record, if you have a meeting, you're in a business, or let's say you're in surgery. This is a medical thing. This is a surgery thing. I didn't mean let's all say. So we're talking about Duke Medical.
Duke Medical.
Okay. All right. Okay. pretending now that we have surgery and the patient's all been prepped and he's laying on the board and you're supposed to begin walking in the operating room at 12:15. Okay. But you kind of shuffle in around, I don't know, 12:45.
Rufus is
10 before,
feeling it.
Almost 1 o'clock. You just, hey, Quantavius, Dr. Quantavius, I wonder if you could, mosey on over toward where the patient is here. Well, I don't really appreciate being called out for not being just because I'm not on time, you freaking racist.
I'm not feeling it this morning.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Hey, for the record, if I'm on time to do my job right and you're not, I am better than you.
Yes, exactly.
All right, let me say it again. If I'm on time and do my job professionally the way it's supposed to be done, and you don't, I'm better than you.
Yeah, I know.
It's got nothing to do with race. It's got nothing to do with character and professionalism.
This is a bunch of self-loathing
Jesus.
white liberals that hate themselves and been indoctrinated.
But why would you try? Why would you try to encourage black people to say, "Oh, don't worry about being on time"? My God,
as Bill Maher says it's
lower the bar.
The soft bigotry of low expectations. Well, they can't. It's the same thing with telling them they can't get an ID.
Voting, you don't need an ID to
They're
vote.
too stupid and lazy to get that. And then the guy goes through Harlem asking people. He goes, "I got 5 or 6 pieces ID. What are you talking about?
Yeah. You have a cell phone. You have an ID.
You rent something. You go to the library. You get a library
account,
card.
You rent anything. You rent an
You get a
apartment.
job. You get a driver's license. Everything needs an ID.
Give me a break. And again, I mean, giving permission to black people to be shiftless and not feel guilty about it. I mean, how else do you explain it?
Low expectations, soft bigotry.
But who would want that? I mean,
brainwashed white liberals.
Jesus. Yeah, but black people can't be happy with it. I mean,
Hosea was. He used to joke about CPT.
Yeah,
he called a press conference. It was 30 minutes late.
Hey, man, CPT.
He joked.
How am I supposed to get around? Marta? When they caught him sleeping on the side of the road. He wasn't drunk driving. He was sleeping.
His excuse was he had drank a little bit, but he was taking medicine.
Yeah.
And the late great Wade Medlock asked him, "Well, were you supposed to be doing that?" And he goes, "The doctor didn't tell me I couldn't do that."
How am I going to get around, Marta?
I miss Hosey.
Oh, man. The Thanksgiving turkey giveaway.
His daughter still does it, and she's a wonderful lady.
She's a wonderful gal, no question about it. And again, the first church service I went to when I came here in 1972, Ebenezer Baptist Church, and Hosea Williams was given the sermon. I'll tell you what.
Okay. I should be in the book.
Man, what an example. Anyway, 4:45 already. Holy cow. Coming up, remember the name Andrea Yates? Kind of an interesting update on her, and I think probably everything is working out the way it should. We'll have an update on her. Also, the 2 teachers from Georgia who apparently are known as something of tramps, hitting on all the high school boys they were teaching.
Where were these teachers when I was in high school?
And all the parents, they're out there after my son. I mean, oh my God. I've got all that coming up. And also, how one Mediterranean hotspot is trying to keep the tourists away. Spraying them in the face, ladies and gentlemen. Peter, give her Pete Flounder at 4:45. Look out.
The 2024 election is in sight, and it's time for conservatives to stop being polite.
This is the ball game. This is for all the marble. This is like
this for the country.
This is 8 years of turmoil.
The voices you need during the biggest election of our lifetime are only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
When storms wreak havoc on your home, who do you trust to make things right? Look no further than Southern Exteriors. Hey, it's Tug. With over 25 years experience, they understand the urgency of storm damage. They offer emergency response and free estimates to assess the situation and get your home back on track. Southern Exteriors is committed to your home's long-term well-being. Whether it's roofing, siding, gutters, windows, or doors, they have the expertise to handle it all. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. southernexteriors.co. Southern Exteriors. Restoring peace of mind one storm at a time.
Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
The dog days of summer are here, and Truist Park is the place to be when the St. Louis Cardinals and Cincinnati Reds come to town, July 19th through the 24th. The series is packed full of fun, including the CMT Hot Prospect Concert Series before the game in the Battery Atlanta Plaza on Friday, featuring up-and-coming country music artist Blanco Brown, followed by everyone's favorite Friday Night Fireworks presented by Georgia Lottery after the game. And Sunday, July 21st is Kids Club Sunday. Kids can look forward to a player Q&A, face painting, and more. Plus, the first 3,000 kids will receive the Ozzy Albies plushie giveaway. And there's a second giveaway on July 23rd for the first 15,000 fans, featuring the Orlando Arcia chain presented by Truist. Don't miss out on the jam-packed week of giveaways and fun. Visit Braves.com/promos to find all of the details and purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
Our kids and grandkids don't remember Polaroid pictures and VHS tapes. Today, we memorialize our daily lives to the cloud and to our devices. But what about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or photographs? These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. It's Legacy Box. It was founded over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century. Legacy Box is the simple and safe solution for digitizing all your memories. And by going to legacybox.com/records, you can enjoy 50% off just for my listeners when you get started with Legacy Box today. I see the power of these recordings when I sit down with my grandchildren and show them the old movies of their parents, their aunts, and their uncles, and their grandparents. Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize and future-proof those priceless moments. Fast forward into the digital age with Legacy Box. Visit legacybox.com/records today and unlock 50% on your order. legacybox.com/records.
And we're back. Well, some of us are.
Well, we're back now. Ready? Now we're back. There we go. Stand by. 4:49. David Bowie. 1971.
Ziggy played guitar,
Ziggy Boy.
jamming good with Weird and Gilly. Spiders from Mars.
Yeah, David Bowie, recording session at the Trident Studios in London on this day, 1971, for what would become the concept album, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Ziggy was initially inspired by British rock and roll singer Vince Taylor, whom Bowie met after Taylor had a breakdown and believed himself to be a cross between a god and an alien. And that's where Ziggy Stardust came from his friend who thought he was half nuts. So why not? We're all nuts. Birthday list, the fabulous Tom Hanks, the actor, 68 years old today.
Fabulous. I wouldn't say fabulous.
Oh, have you ever?
He's a great
bad
actor.
Role?
Yeah, but he's like. You ever seen Bosom Buddies?
Well, he was 19. It was a TV series. He
was in Taxi. In fact, I was watching the other day.
In the TV series Taxi with the old little short guy?
Remember Jim Ignatowski?
Jim Ignatowski. Yeah, he's right. Yeah.
Well, did you ever see the one where they showed what happened to him? Because he was from a rich family, went to Harvard, he was a straight A student, everything like that. And he goes into a room with a bunch of hippies, and the hippie, I think, who turns him on to drugs is Tom Hanks.
No kidding. I do not remember that.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I think he's. I mean,
he's a great actor. I just
what was the one where he's stuck on the desert island, caged, stranded, or whatever the hell it was, or
Castaway.
Castaway. Yeah.
I still think Helen Hunt did him wrong.
Well, what was it? 3 years?
I don't know.
I think he was gone 3 years.
That's still
and
not a
she
long
waited.
time.
Well, she
started a whole new family.
I know, and babies. I mean, she had.
Yeah,
she
I'm
had
sorry.
kids.
That's
although
with his dentist.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but yeah. On the other hand, she also kept his car and kept it running and kept it registered and kept it insured and kept it ready to go in case he came back. And he did, and he got his car.
Oh, he got his car back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I now to me,
was his life
to
gone?
me, I would have been. Well, I would have been. Okay. If I, what would you? How would you have reacted if that had been you? If you've been in a desert island 3 years, came back, and your wife's alive, but she get married and had a baby with another guy.
I would be upset that in only 3.5 years. Please give me at least 5.
Well, maybe I don't remember how long. It might have been 5. I don't think it was 5. I think it was
maybe
like
it was 4 or 5.
4, yeah, but still. All right, now Flounder, what about you?
I was more upset when what was the what was the name of his
Wilson?
Wilson when Wilson floated away.
Yeah,
that really upset me.
The volleyball, or was it volleyball?
It was volleyball.
It was a volleyball.
Yeah, with a handprint in the hair.
Okay. What if you disappeared there, Flounder, and you came back?
Came back 4 years, let's say 4 years, and she's married somebody else.
I'd be heartbroken, but I'd understand because you think the person's dead.
Yeah,
they're gone.
It was a mourning period, for God's sake.
Yeah. Well, I just, I don't have any experience in these things.
So moving right along.
A man who's only got his car after a relationship. Yeah, I can understand.
I got memories in my car, and that's pretty much about it. I got the horses. I go to the stable every weekend, and that's all. And hit golf balls. A guy was so impressed with hitting golf balls over the weekend, he couldn't believe that I was. I'm who I am anyway. So
Babylon B. Yeah. White House visitor logs reveal Grim Reaper visited over 8 times.
4 years he was on that island.
4 years.
4 years.
That was on last night. I was watching just to the point where she gets the phone call saying he's alive, and she faints.
Oh, by the way, here we go again. I just got a message that says, "Hi, Kim. It's Todd with Energy Citizens. We're a group of people from all 50 states passionate about protecting American oil and gas and fighting radical policies that hurt our energy future. We are not a fundraising group. We aren't asking for money and never will. If you're pro-jobs and pro-American energy, take our Energy Defenders survey today. Your feedback is vital." Well, I'm not going to take. I don't open this stuff.
You don't want to do that.
I'm going to report junk. Delete and report junk.
That's a photo of the Grim Reaper at the White House.
Oh, the Babylon Bee. Oh, man, I love it. The new Biden campaign slogan, Babylon Bee. Only senile some of the time, ladies and gentlemen. Biden to extend his sleep schedule to 24 hours a day. KJP, the podium princess, claims Biden still had jet lag from driving that big rig back around down in the 1960s. Anyway, we got a whole bunch of things for these people and stuff. Now, in a local hotspot in the Mediterranean is trying to get rid of the tourists. Barcelona. Increased mass tourism. Popular spots around the city are getting so crowded, nobody can do anything, people who live there. Enough, they say. Let's put limits on tourism, a rallying cry. Thousands of people going to Catalan news, turning up, marching around the major tourist spots in Barcelona with squirt guns and squirting people, telling them, "Go home." Or they claim the protest is an outlet for the discomfort that exists in Barcelona because of the mass tourism. Blamed for higher cost of living and housing. Locals can't afford to even live there anymore. Again, well, that's what happens with gentrification and everything. But this is a tourism spot. Well, it's what happened in Colorado. Aspen, Vail, all those.
Telluride.
All of them.
I'll tell you what. I was Saturday walking around Blue Ridge after I got back from the casino, and I wanted a water pistol.
Yeah. 12 million people a year go to Barcelona. Cruise ships, health services, waste management, water supplies. They have a plan to eliminate all. Oh, my God. The mayor of Barcelona wants to eliminate all of the 10,000 short-term rentals. And they say the legislation will pave the way for more hotels. Anyway, on the Canary Islands, just off the coast of Africa, owned by Spain, activists have gone on a hunger strike to stop building new hotels. I didn't know that was a thing.
How can you stop tourism, though? How can you stop it?
Why would you? Well, because people can't afford to live there.
But how can you stop people from coming there?
You can't, obviously. And, start going crime. Let the gangs free.
Well, that's what we're doing here in Atlanta. But
that's how we do it in America. Yeah, sure. Anyway, I don't know. It's kind of bizarre. 4:56. We got a Flounders Funny coming up. In fact, let's do this now. Let's see.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of a long one, so.
Pardon me? That's what she said.
It is. If I got a minute to do this story of Andrea Yates, and then we'll do the funny.
We'll see. Go for it. Go for it. You're good.
I don't want. I'll do this later. I don't even want to talk about it.
Andrea Yates,
it's a sad story. She's staying. She wants to stay in prison. The woman who drowned her 5 kids.
Well, the one who did it in the South Carolina in the car.
Susan
She's
Smith.
getting out.
She's
This
a
woman-
hottie and wants a sugar daddy.
Yeah.
So, and she told me that really, Flounder's fun. Flounder's fun. He's right here. We're waving the sign for Flounder's fun. He said, I'll get back to her later. So Flounder's got the.
I'm pre-internet. I mean, we go to a county fair, Wilson County Fair, and this is in Tennessee, if you're wondering. And we would go there. Fairs, I don't know how they're still open, but I don't think the government knows about them. I don't know. We ride these rides that were on the interstate an hour ago. So my dad is a magician, if you don't know, and we would go watch him perform. This is the 80s, so we go watch him. My dad's doing magic. Right next to him, they had donkeys jumping off a high dive into a pool. So pretty tough to keep people's attention when my dad is like, "Is this your card?" And everybody's like, "Hold on, this donkey's about to jump off this high dive."
Is this your
That's
card?
something you don't think you want to see till it's up there. And I use the word jump very loosely. Yeah. These donkeys are falling off this high dive. But can't put that on the sign, you know. You gonna watch a donkey fall off a high dive? Like, no. What if he jumped? Well, at least he's into it. Just so you know, PETA shut that down. And yeah. And that was one everybody was like, we get that one. There's another one PETA had to shut down. So this is also in the 80s. Pre-internet. You could fight an orangutan. You could fist fight an orangutan. This was offered. We didn't have a lot going on. This is what we had to do. And so orangutan would be in a boxing ring with boxing gloves on, and it would stand like this. And then a guy would pay $5. It wasn't for free. You would pay, and then he'd go in there, and this orangutan would just knock this dude out. Because we didn't have the internet to look up how strong's an orangutan. So
they're very strong.
There's movies.
They're gorillas.
There's Clint Eastwood movies.
They'll kill you.
Right turn, Clyde.
Somewhere I have a picture of me sitting next to an orangutan in Cancun, and the orangutan is smoking and giving me the finger. And I think it cost me $10. Tourists lined up to take pictures with this freaking orangutan. And I tell you what, it was freaking hysterical. Anyway, coming up on 5 o'clock, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. We got a whole bunch of political stuff we'll get to, and some sound bites you want. Jon Stewart and folks angry about Dems. The latest on what's happening up there. Holy crap, it's sports. And we got it all. And the rain may be coming. A possible rainstorm. It all looks pretty nice out here now. We'll keep you posted. Anyway, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder coming up on 5 o'clock on 106 The Ring.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Branch Jewelry and Watches.
President Biden remains under scrutiny. Lisa Brady, Fox News, and he's about to give a speech helping to kick off a NATO summit in Washington by marking the alliance's 75th anniversary at the Mellon Auditorium in D.C., where President Harry Truman signed the treaty, making the U.S. one of 12 founding members of NATO.
The rise of populist nationalist movements in Europe and increased isolationism here in the U.S. puts NATO at a crossroads. What was supposed to be a celebration of unity is now filled with anxiety as European allies worry and allies scramble to prepare for a possible Trump presidency amidst his repeated threats to stop funding the war in Ukraine and pull out of NATO if member countries don't increase their defense spending.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon. This as Democrats remain divided about President Biden's decision to keep seeking re-election.
As I've said before, I'm with Joe.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, but at least 7 Democrats in Congress have broken ranks, urging President Biden to drop out of the race. A show of unity in the Republican Party as Nikki Haley released releases her delegates from the primary, so they're free to support former President Trump at next week's national convention. In a statement, the former South Carolina governor also calls President Biden not competent to serve a second term. The president approving a major disaster declaration for Texas, which is dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl.
We've had extensive damage on the island. We've had structural damage.
Craig Brown, mayor of Galveston, this woman in Surfside Beach, considering herself fortunate.
A few minor repairs. We did have a broken window. My biggest concern right now, though, since we're out of power, is my food.
Some 2 million people are still without power across Texas amid triple-digit temps. Could be days before it's restored, with parts of Houston and the surrounding area underwater from over 15 inches of rain.
Fox's Jeff Manasso, Beryl's remnants are threatening more flooding from the southern plains to the Great Lakes region. America is listening to Fox News.
If you had $1 million in 2009, today it will be worth less than $700,000. That's the effect of out-of-control government spending shrinking your hard-earned dollars, and it's why central banks and savvy investors are buying gold. For thousands of years, gold has withstood war, famine, and economic downturns. It's been a stalwart hedge against inflation and hyperinflation. And the company Buck Sexton trust to help you diversify into gold is Birch Gold Group. For 2 decades, Birch Gold has helped concerned Americans convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. And the best part, it doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket. With an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, you can trust Birch Gold, too.
To learn more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 and get a free, no-obligation info kit on gold. Again, text PROTECT to the number 989898 to protect your hard-earned savings today.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of blank. Ready on your dog target. Hair, help, hair, out of live, hair, help. Road guards out. Hair, help, hair, out of live. Stand by and look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder at the controls, 503. And we got it all for you here. We got pizza, spoiler crap at sports. We got Flounder's Funnies. A lot of stuff going on in the news, including we're going to make fun of some stupid protesters. Oh, poor babies, my God. Also, is this a live? That's not live going on right now at the news conference? Oh, okay.
No.
Coming up, President Stupid Face may be addressing a news conference, which they called the Big Boy News Conference at NATO. A meeting is, please.
Sad.
If he starts speaking live, we'll cover it. But if it's just going to be him, faking that he's the world leader or something, we won't be taking it very long.
If he starts it during sports, we'll just tape delay it.
Oh, we're not going to play it at all. No, trust me. There's no way we would preempt Holy Crap at Sports for that. God. Anyway, and again, I don't know whether it's actually going to be a new. And I'm guessing that he probably wouldn't be taking any questions about his future at a NATO meeting. They wouldn't even let him. They say, "Well, we're not talking about that now."
There's no reporters, is there? I mean, he's just going to speak.
No, I think it's a news conference. I think this is what they're now. Maybe this is something different.
Huh?
But I think because they were talking about a big boy news conference, and I thought they were talking about this at NATO. Now, maybe they're arranging something else. We did hear earlier there was a report that the White House staff has now said they want him to do more unscripted meetings with. Oh, please, God. Yes, thank you. To prove that he's mentally there, which is what they tried to prove in the debate. I mean, that's the reason he had the debate. And again, I guarantee that they never thought Trump would say yes.
Do you think at any time in our history a party has turned against their own nominee like they have on this guy? I can't think of anybody that...
Maybe Barry Goldwater.
The Dems, Johnson. They really hated Johnson, which is one of the reasons he dropped out in 68.
Well, that was Vietnam. He had no...
And they hated him because of it.
But there's no way he could, and that really... That was just a momentum.
He would have won again.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but they turned on Goldwater when he a little. I don't
Republicans
know.
did,
but no one's seen anything like this. I mean, there's nothing has been. I wish I'd be alive in 100 years to see how history will look back at this 8-year period.
Now the Republicans turned away from Teddy Roosevelt, but that's because he started the third party, the Bull Moose Party. Yeah. They were mad at him.
Well, he also, all the business leaders thought that he was their guy, and all of a sudden he said, I'm not. You're not in my pocket. I'm going to do what I want to.
Antitrust. He broke the trust.
He broke the trust. So everything changed after that. But anyway, 506, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We're going to talk some politics for a second. First of all, this is just in. Citigroup protesters apparently have been protesting. I got my thing here. Have been protesting the entrance to Citigroup's New York City headquarters for a month. The protesters, have been taking aim at Citibank over their ties to the oil industry and their ties to the Israeli military and the war in Gaza, claiming that the man... here's what they're claiming now. Okay, the Citigroup protesters are blocking the entrance to Citigroup Bank headquarters, okay? Blocking the entrance. And so they're claiming that they're linked to American oil companies and the helping the Jews, all kind of stuff. So here's the story. The protesters have been claiming that one of the banking giant's top lawyers was in a violent scuffle and he actually broke through the line. It was, oh my God, the man in a blue button-down dress shirt and jeans pushing against the line of protesters who are holding what looks like a black barricade made to resemble an oil pipeline. The protesters have taken aim over Citigroup, claimed the man who shoved them was Arthur Cohn, their general counsel to the Compensation and Benefits Program. There was a lot of chanting and demanding the Citibank all get off of oil fuels. Arthur and some other employees don't like it. The protester claimed the two activists in the video were standing still and chanting while holding the barricade. They claimed that this lawyer Cohn pushed one of them into a wall. Oh, poor baby. So now they're complaining about after they're blocking the company from doing their freaking job. I mean, I would have done a hell of a lot more than push them into a wall. I mean, at some point you got to, stand up to these people. It's just nonsense. In fact, we were talking about what the hell's happened. What would happen when Donald Trump wins? What do you think is going to happen in this country if after what they did to the George Floyd case, who was a gangster, killer, murderer in his head, one of the worst citizens this country's ever had, and look what they did to this country for years over George Floyd.
Democrats, in fact, there was a cartoon last week that showed a Democrat operative, and he's on a leash. He's holding to somebody on a leash, and it's a monster. And the monster is Antifa and BLM and all, and they're just foaming at the mouth, ready to be let go. They're going to unleash these revolutionaries amongst us and burn the cities again.
I'll tell you.
And we can't put up with it this time.
Yeah. I can only hope that when they do this, that if they storm the Capitol, insurrection, baby.
Insurrection. Shoot them. They shot us.
And make sure they go to solitary confinement for like a year and a half, and then they'll get a trial for about a year or so. And honestly, I hope. I don't hope for that. I hope they don't do that. But if they do, I hope there's a response. If there is violence because of the election, and it's done by those liberal Democrats, I hope to God that the Republicans and the conservatives and true Americans stand up to them. That's I'll put it that way.
Who has the cojones to stand up to them, though? Well, they didn't last time. They handed the cities over to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember how at nighttime, the view, it looked like Washington, D.C., it was like 1812 and the British were burning it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Car lots were on fire. Warehouses were on fire. Remember the looting and the breaking into
next
buildings?
Next to the White House?
The churches? I mean, nothing was sacred. And that was here
in Atlanta.
That was over a gangster criminal who fought with police for 45 minutes and died of a drug overdose.
And got what he deserved.
Those cops are in prison for 26 years or something? God. Trump's got to get them out. I mean, was that a federal charge?
Well, see, if he does that, though,
they'll start again.
If he pardons them, they'll hit the streets again.
I know. 5-10.
Mob rule.
I know. Yeah, that's right. I mean, honestly, this 8-year period.
Well, it started with Obama.
Yeah. Well,
it's all been downhill.
The divider in chief. He started it. God, one example after another of what he did in office. The most divisive. Michael Brown, Ferguson, Missouri.
The beer summit when the
the
guy got arrested.
Professor and, Yeah, I'd like to have a beer with that guy. Oh, my God. Republican leaders are, and again, this, I hope you keep paying attention to this story that's going on about a House bill sponsored by Republicans called the Republican Save Act, which would require that anybody in America who wants to vote in a federal election will have to prove that you're an American citizen. That's all it says, okay? It says if you want to vote in a federal election, you have to prove that you are an American citizen. Well, the Democrats are appalled by this. They say, well, it's not going to protect our elections. It's going to make it harder for eligible Americans to register and increase the risk of eligible voters being removed from the voter rolls. No, it's not. If they're eligible, then they're citizens. If they're not citizens, they're not eligible. So what are you talking about? Mm-hmm. And Biden says he will veto it. Okay, let me say this again. Like the Babylon Bee said, Democrats are outraged. Democrats who say they would never fix an election are outraged at a bill that would stop them from fixing an election, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is unbelievable. The Democrats, the president will veto a bill that requires you to identify yourself as an American citizen to vote in a federal election. By God, what's wrong with that? Isn't that mandatory? And the Democrats say, no, this is wrong, and the president's going to veto it, thereby proving what we have been accused of for years. Oh, it's a conspiracy theory. You just think all those little brown people would come in to vote Democrat. We're just letting people of the world who need, a refuge, a place to come to, for the violence of their own countries. We're just opening our doors for the people to be in America. Yeah, my ass. You're opening the doors because you want illegals to be able to vote.
Yep.
You just proved it. Biden just proved it. He'll veto the bill that would prevent them from voting. Therefore, he wants them to vote. The Democrats want them to vote. I mean, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's real. They just admitted it when he said last night, we're going to veto that bill if it's passed.
The only reason not to have voter ID is because you want to cheat.
Elon Musk just came out, and he's been ripped for this. It'll never happen. Elon Musk says, from now on, only paper ballots and voting on voting day.
Right. The way it used to be.
Hell, India does that. Don't they have like 25 billion people in their country, and they vote in one day in person? In India.
Well, they got ID. Yeah. In Mexico, they have ID.
Yeah. You can't get away with that anywhere else. Do you think maybe remember was it Iraq where they put their fingers in the red ink? Yeah. To show finally freedom after Saddam got hanged? God, you freaking people. You don't understand. The reason we have a country is the right to vote.
We don't have a right to vote.
Is the opportunity to be able to determine our voting privileges. Right. But again, that was it. The only reason we have a country is because we said, now, wait a minute, they're making us do stuff and we don't get a say in this. That's wrong. Right. We want to have a say in our future. And by God, we're going to have our own country to prove it. That's the way best way. That's why they did it. So they had the right to determine their own future by voting for it.
Huzzah.
That's 5:40, almost 5:14. The Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Holy Crap of Sports coming up. I like that.
The latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
New this year, Atlanta Braves Kids Club members now have the option to purchase an exclusive Kids Club kit of Braves merchandise to rep the Braves wherever they are. The kit includes a Matt Olson t-shirt, headband, sunglasses, drawstring bag, lanyard, and member badge. The kit is the perfect gift for your kids, nieces, nephews, or any little Braves fan in your life. Visit Braves.com/Kids Club today and purchase the new Kids Club kit. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. The Safe House crew hopes everyone is enjoying their vacation this summer. We know the criminals are watching and waiting for you to leave so they can bust in and steal your stuff. But hey, there is a solution. Come purchase a quality safe from Atlanta Safe House. And with summer rebates and specials, you can save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. And remember, don't let an illegal or crackhead deliver or move your safe. They could very well know your combination. So drop by the showroom or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now, I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
Get ready. Diamonds Direct will forever change the way you shop for jewelry. With over 80 years experience in direct sourcing, Diamonds Direct is finally opening in Atlanta. Customers across the Southeast know Diamonds Direct for their unbeatable selection and prices, but return again and again because of their unparalleled customer experience. The experts at Diamonds Direct are your advocate in the dizzying world of diamonds, ensuring you are nothing shy of confident in your purchase. How do they do it? With the best selection, the best quality, and the best price. In fact, Diamonds Direct guarantees they won't just meet any local price, they'll beat it. So if you can dream it, Diamonds Direct can deliver it. Build your own engagement ring, tap into their custom design studio, or choose from hundreds of ready-to-wear styles. No other jeweler can maximize your budget like Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct, coming soon to Buckhead and ready to amaze Atlanta with the best selection, the best quality, the best price, and the best people guaranteed.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
My name is Jamie High, and I have worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years. Why do I work for Bruce? Because he truly cares. He cares about me, he cares about my family, and he cares about each and every one of his clients. Family is important to him, and he never makes me choose between my family and work. He values me as an employee, but also as a person. At our firm, we are all family, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I am Jamie, and I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years because he's the best. Hagen-law.com.
All right, here we go. Hold on. By the way, at 5 o'clock hour, sponsored by Lee Brandt Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. And tell them the Kimmer sent you. Hey, holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
It's like assembly in grade school.
We're watching the live shot of Washington, D.C. with the meeting of the world's leaders. And every one of them is all dressed in the same black suit, and they're marching in and like they
marched off the stage in single file. They all have to go to their certain rows. It's high school.
I thought it was some kind of like the chorus dance, getting ready to line up to sing this opening song or something.
Pep rally.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This thing. There we go.
We were down to our last out in the desert last night.
We were.
The Braves were down 3-1, the top of the ninth, as Arizona was poised to take game one of a 4-game series late last night. That's when brand spanking new on the roster, Eddie Rosario, made his triumphant return by spanking a single to right, and then Sean Murphy strode to the plate and pulled off this nugget of joy.
Down to their final out, and the 1-1 pitch on the way to Murphy. And a fly ball, deep right center field, heading back to the wall. Here comes some smoke. We got a tie ball game. A home run by Murphy. That It's out there in the swimming pool, and it's 3 apiece in the 9th.
Ben Ingram was 6A the fan. And by the way, there was a hot chick in a red, white, and blue flag bikini sitting in the pool.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
My.
The Braves would go on to win 5-4 in 11 innings, but it wasn't easy.
On one occasion, here's Gurriel. Gurriel hits one to deep left field. Going to go back White to the wall, and he's got it. And the Braves win a thriller in the desert here in Game 1. My, what a ball game.
I thought it was gone when he hit it. It looked gone.
Yeah, I wish I could have seen it, but they don't have any TV.
There's also
the
like
Braves
2 in the
year.
morning. So, Raciel Iglesias, the victory. Joe Jimenez, the save, his second. Bryce Elder got the start over Chris Sale and pitched well. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Grant Holmes, the big hero, too, pitched 3 hitless innings. And Austin Riley homered. Marcell Ozuna, the sac fly that scored the winning run.
Glad to see Austin Riley with home.
He's doing well.
What was Sale hurt, or why was he?
No, they just pushed him back till tonight.
Okay.
See, I told you that in just a second.
Well,
you're on top of it.
Sorry, I was trying to explain.
Trying to speed things up there.
No, I want you to go till 6. Trust me. I would be very happy right now. I'm telling you right now, Pete Davis is going to go till 6 o'clock. Now 5:58, so we can get the Flounders.
Well, we got to do the couch photo shoot later too. We're going to do that.
Doing it with video so we can put it on YouTube because YouTube doesn't take pictures.
All right. So. Same 2 teams tonight. The 11-3. Chris Sale for us. Right-hander Zach Gallen for the Diamondbacks. He's 6-4. Pretty good pitcher. Bryce Elder was sent to Gwinnett. And A.J. Smith-Shawver back on the roster. So he's back from his oblique.
Yeah.
Former Dodgers outfitter Raul Mondesi, who was a heck of a player in his time, sentenced last Friday by a Dominican court, 6 years and 9 months in jail, fined over $500K for corruption during his time as mayor of San Cristobal. Accused of 53-year-old Mondesi of embezzling $5 million during his time as mayor. Mondesi spent 6 years under house arrest, which means his sentence has already been completed.
Wow.
So basically,
he got away living at home for 6 years. Well, the fine, I don't know if he kept any of the money. But
yeah, Mondesi won the NL Rookie of the Year award in '94, played in the All-Star game, played 13 seasons, won 2 Gold Gloves in right field, finished his career with the Braves, I believe, hitting 271 homers. Former Brown star quarterback Bernie Kosar is battling Parkinson's disease while also awaiting a liver transplant because of cirrhosis.
Cirrhosis?
He's just 60. He's not looking good.
Was this a drinking thing? Do we think? Do we know anything about that? Because it doesn't necessarily mean you were a drinker if you have cirrhosis at all. So I don't want to claim that.
Heartbreak of cirrhosis, or is that psoriasis?
The psoriasis. Either one's fine.
Twins pitcher Joe Ryan must really have a steamy groin problem.
Oh God!
During a game last night, Ryan was caught on TV opening up the front of his trousers and dumping a pound of talcum powder down there. When asked about it after the game, Ryan replied, "Hey, I'm chafing like a bear out there."
I guarantee somebody put some hot Z in his jock. Have you ever done that to a competitor or a friend of yours in a locker room?
I would never do that.
I would never have that done to somebody.
I don't understand the hot foot thing because you can really hurt somebody.
Yes,
it catches up that nylon pants.
Go right up the ball. Yeah, that's over.
To where? Go up.
It's a ball game. That's the old
ball game. Hurricane Beryl still has millions of Texans without power. It also took a chunk out of NRG Stadium roof in Houston.
Really? Wow.
Big old chunk. Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy says star running back Ollie Gordon will be suspended for 4 games because of his DUI arrest. Just kidding. Gundy says Ollie will not miss any games.
Oh, well, no, you wouldn't want to miss any games.
Now, I didn't put this on the sheet, Flounder, but that other piece of sound I had you get is where I was gonna use it when I say this, that Gundy's gonna look at Ollie and say,
"Well, there's another nice mess you've gotten me into."
Anyway,
Ollie.
That's Georgia-born Oliver Hardy.
Stan Laura was the other one.
Stan Laura was the other. Absolutely right. In fact, I got it backwards. I think Laura would have said. Probably. No, he would have said that to Laura. I don't know. The Onion is
right, Ollie. That's right.
By the way, there's a cute movie that came out a few years ago with what's that name? The guy who's in Talladega Nights. He's like Will Ferrell's sidekick, John. What's his name?
The
actor.
Had a birthday recently, I think.
He plays Oliver Hardy, and the British actor, I forget his name, who was in the Good Guys movie. He plays Stan Laurel. And it came out about 6-7 years ago.
I remember that movie.
It's a beautiful little movie about the end of their career in England. It's
I didn't
very
see
nice.
it, but I remember it came out.
The Onion has a very scary report on just how much grief Caitlin Clark is catching in the WNBA.
Oh, boy.
Following another highly physical game for the rookie point guard, Indiana Fever player Caitlin Clark brushed off the 23 stab wounds she received from her own teammates on the court Monday. The physicality doesn't bother me one bit. It's all part of the game, the pale and visibly woozy star said at the post-game news conference.
Pale and
during which reporters questioned her reaction to the pool of blood collecting on the floor beneath her chair. Emotions run high, and every once in a while that's going to boil over into someone being brutally stabbed on the court multiple times.
Oh, sure.
I really don't take the coordinated effort to assassinate me personally. If anything, violently taking a shiv to my back, chest, and neck during a breakaway shows how much passion these women have for the game. I'm lucky to play alongside them. In some ways, I'd even say it's an advantage to be putting pressure on my jugular with my left hand while dribbling with my right. As Stern Clark went on to lecture the media that if she could pull the dozen or so blades out of her back and move on, they should be able to get over it too.
Someone's going to have to start punching somebody in the face. They keep
they're
coming
afraid
after
to.
her.
They're afraid. You know why they're afraid to?
Jeez, come on.
Anyway, Euro 2024, the Spanish Aztec assassins nipped the surrender monkeys of France 2-1. And also, let's see, on this day, July 9th in 1999, Mets manager Bobby Valentine ejected in a 4-3 14-inning win over the Blue Jays. He took it well. He basically went back and watched the rest of the game on TV.
I don't think that's what he
You don't
did.
think that's what happened? He returned to the dugout wearing dark glasses and a fake mustache.
Groucho Marx.
Looking like Tom Selleck playing a playground pervert. He will receive a 2-game suspension and a $5,000 fine. It was funny as hell.
With a mustache and we were cracking up.
I'm
man.
sorry. And the grand poobahs of soccer have appointed a ref who previously confessed to match fixing for England's Euro 2024 semifinal against the Netherlands.
2024?
No, he did it in the past. Felix Zweier will officiate tomorrow's clash. Despite being banned for 6 months in 2005, he took $325 bribe from another referee. Imagine this. It's the World Series, and Major League Baseball allows an umpire who admitted to fixing games in the past to call the balls and strikes behind the plate for Game 7.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Remind me,
this is where?
This is Europe, Euro 2024 soccer, which already has trouble with people thinking the games are fixed.
Yeah.
There's not enough refs?
I don't.
They're much more civilized than us. And
Yeah,
a
right.
Real Salt Lake fan has been kicked out of a soccer stadium after being spotted with an offensive tattoo on the side of his head. Jonathan Pangburn has the lightning bolt symbol used by the Schutzstaffel, the Nazi guard, tattooed above his left ear, an emblem today commonly touted by white supremacists. Now, Pangburn swiftly escorted out of the stadium July 3rd. A photo of him has gone viral. Now, Pangburn claims to be embarrassed by the tattoo, and that's not who he is anymore. Oh, really? Now, we might believe you, John, if you didn't sport a haircut that prominently showcases the symbol. It's basically shaved on the side so you can see it.
Oh,
okay?
Lord.
He could easily wear a hat, grow his hair out to cover it up, but he chooses not to, and then he goes out in public. I'm throwing the bull squat red card here. He also, by the way, has swastikas tattooed on his left arm and calf. But do not judge a book by his cover. That's not who he is.
Oh, yeah, right. By the way, how much would that have hurt?
I hope a lot.
To have a tattoo on your above your ear, on the side of your head,
right up here on the temple, a little above the
that's
temple.
where all your
You're
nerves
insane.
and blood things
It's
are.
insanity. And Novak Djokovic is trying to win another Wimbledon right now, but he's taking time out to issue a warning to tennis fans and those running the game.
Yeah.
Watch out for pickleball. Says, quote, tennis is the king or queen of all racket sports. That's true. But on a club level, tennis is endangered. If we don't do something about it, globally or collectively, paddle or pickleball in states is going to convert all the tennis clubs into paddle and pickleball. It's more economical. You have one tennis court, you can build 3 paddle courts on one court. Do the simple math. It's just how much more financially viable for the owner of the club to have those courts. He's absolutely right. I don't know anybody who actively plays tennis anymore, and I used to play all the time, but I don't know anyone who can play with me.
I played when I first went to New Orleans, fairly newly married, and our next door neighbor was a really good tennis player, and I played tennis with him almost every night for like 20 or like half an hour. And I mean, it was very popular. The courts were always crowded, and and this freaking pickleball
looks fun.
Yeah, but when I was growing up, we played squash. And
Yeah,
then that
squash was
disappeared.
fun.
Squash was fun. And then, of course, racquetball was big. And we played handball, too. I used to play handball quite a bit, too. Never played pickleball.
No, I haven't either. I haven't played pickleball. I don't know anybody. Well, my grandkids. Susan Kesak, who used to work with at GST and Fox 5, she plays pickleball. She teaches people how to play pickleball.
I think she was on my Facebook. She had a clinic or something coming up.
Yeah, she teaches people how to do it.
Yeah.
I'd love to. You know what the number one injury from pickleball is?
I don't know. Falling down from going to sleep while you're waiting for it to hit the ball.
Oh, wow. a death. Basically, death is it. Achilles. People are blowing their Achilles out playing it.
Stepping real quickly or something?
I guess a stop and start.
Yeah, but you're not moving more than about 2 feet for the whole time, are you?
Well, your average age is just under deceased, so.
Anyway, 5:30. Got a whole bunch of fun sports stuff, including talking about the words Johnny Weissmuller, among other coming up here with that. But first, a little combine here. Kevin Pete and Flounder, 5:30 on 106.3. How you doing?
It's time for your Georgia headlines presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
All right, here are your top stories in the state of Georgia for today, Tuesday, July 9th. DeKalb County fire officials are currently at an apartment complex on Snapfinger Woods Drive investigating a fire that left one man dead. Investigators believe the fire started in a bedroom of the apartment. They found an elderly disabled man in his laundry room and rushed him to the hospital where he later died. The cause of fire remains unknown. Hall County deputies are looking for 20-year-old Zachary Rutledge of Winder after he went swimming with his friends at Haunted Lake Lanier. Rutledge went missing after his two friends lost sight of him at Burton Mill Park on Lake Lanier. Deputies say it's possible Rutledge swam back to the shore and left the park, but no one has heard from him.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 1063 on social media or download the Extra 1063 app.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Bronies, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Being in an accident really bites. You need people around you that are going to make the whole process easier to deal with. I just described David Van Sant at Van Sant Law. He used to work for the insurance companies. What an advantage. He knows who to call, what to say, and they're not going to pull the wool over his eyes. Give him a call. Van Sant Law, 855-GA-INJURY, vansantlaw.com, 855-GA-INJURY.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
So we're having a little fun here because now we're going home with Vidalia onions all of a sudden. I guess one of our sponsor companies was in doing something maybe today, I guess, and there's a bag of Vidalia onions in it. By the way, they weigh about 8 pounds. They're as big as my hand. They're enormous, and I love them. So I got a couple here. We got to come and put them with my chicken and taters tonight, and gravy and salt. It's gonna be great. And you know what? Oh my God! I think I'm gonna go to the store and get some really good hamburger, and make good right kind of cheeses. And it's gonna be good. And make I can think of a whole bunch of things just because these stupid onions. It's a 5:37. How you doing, Kara Pete and Flounder? This is Otis Redding. And it was on this day, 1965. Otis began recording at Stax Studios in Memphis for what would become his third album, Otis Blue. Mostly cover versions of other R&B soul artist hits, and bar one track recorded in a 24-hour period. According to the drummer, Otis Redding wrote Respect after a conversation they had during a break in the recording session in which he told Redding, this guy, drummer Al Jackson, told Redding, quote, "You're on the road all the time. All you can look for is a little respect when you come home." What a great line. Looking for a little respect when I come home. Otis Redding, 1965. Some leftover sports thing. A birthday, first of all.
All right, real quick. These are Schumann Farms.
Schumann Farms.
We met them. They came in last year.
This was months and months ago, and really nice people. They had the whole family here, and they were terrific. So thank you, the Schumann Farms people.
The best Vidalia
onions. I've got them right here, and they're going home.
I've never seen onions that long.
I know, they're enormous. Now, when are they? They're only in the summertime. I mean, but I've forgotten when the season is because they disappear. Was it maybe like corn, maybe in September
cherry
or
plums,
something?
man.
Yeah.
They're here, they're gone. I haven't had any this year.
I haven't seen any cherry plums myself.
I think Denise said she saw some.
So, oh, really? I think. Oh, cool. Our birthday list includes Chris Cooper. You may not know the name. You've seen the guy. He's a terrific actor. Chris Cooper, 73. He was the father of the guy who's getting divorced from J-Lo. What's the guy's name? Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, he was the father of Ben Affleck, who went to see him in prison in the movie The Town.
Okay.
But you know him better. He was in The Bourne Identity. He was in The Bourne Supremacy. He was in The Bourne Ultimatum. And he was also in Seabiscuit as the trainer.
Yeah.
Chris Cooper, 73 years old today, and really a terrific actor. A couple of sports things here, Pete Davis. 1922, Johnny Weissmuller became the first human to swim the 100-meter freestyle in less than a minute. 1922 became Tarzan.
I read a story about him just yesterday. Yeah. He was in pre-Castro Cuba playing golf with 3 other guys, and some of Castro's guerrillas came out of the woods, surrounded them at gunpoint, and they thought they were done for. And Weissmuller let out his Tarzan yell. And they recognized him, went nuts. They took him all into a little plaza or whatever, gave him drinks, gave him cigars, gave him a crisp $100 bill. I don't know where they got it from, and sent him on his way. Now, they shot the other 3 golfers.
But they killed those guys. But,
he got away because he did his yell.
I'll be damned. And wasn't she naked in the first movies?
What was her name? Maureen
O'Sullivan?
No. Yeah, Maureen O'Sullivan.
Yeah. I can't remember.
She was a dish.
Yeah.
And you know whose mother she is?
Yeah. Oh, yes, but I can't remember.
Short hair. Married to Sinatra.
Mia Farrow.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember that.
She was naked, and they changed the code where they made her put on clothes and others. But in fact, she had a body double that was naked too. In there.
Yeah. 1997, Mike Tyson was banned from boxing for 5 years and fined $3 million for eating the father of Atlanta, Evander Holyfield, 1 ear at a time.
Father of Atlanta.
1985, Joe Namath signed a 5-year deal to provide commentary on Monday Night Football. And also in 1985, same day, Herschel Walker was named MVP of the United States Football League, USFL, with the New Jersey Generals. That was Trump's thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Trump's thing.
Was a Herschel Walker. Also on this day, Pete, in 2000, and again, I don't remember this at all of being that we were talking about how tennis has lost its way in terms of popularity and so forth because of pickleball. In 2000, on this day, Pete Sampras won his 7th Wimbledon title and 13th Grand Slam. I don't remember him winning Wimbledon ever.
What? He was so boring.
Yeah. He's a nice guy, but just he didn't need
he was a machine.
Yeah. And I guess, I'm sure I must have seen him, but I remember he won 7 of these damn things, which is a record, by the way. Pete, anyway, and one more, I got another history thing here, if you don't mind. On this day in 2011, Derek Jeter became the 28th player in Major League Baseball to score the 3,000 3,000 hit club. Since that was 2011. Since then, in the 3,000 hit club, Alex Rodriguez, Ichiro Suzuki, Adrian Beltre.
Who was that?
Ichiro Suzuki, Adrian Beltre, and Albert Pujols have also joined.
Holy cow. Okay, Joe.
Never mind.
They should step down.
That's why I can't be president. By the way, how is it possible that anybody could seriously think that this man is competent? But I swear, I hope to God they don't change it. I hope to God they let him stay right the hell in there.
Ed wants to talk to you.
Ed, you're on the radio, my friend. What's going on? What do you think?
Hey, boys.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Tom Hanks, he drove a Cherokee, didn't he? Jeep Cherokee?
He might. In the movie, you mean? I think he did. Yes. He drove a four-door. He drove a four-door Jeep. Okay. I remember that. Yes, sir.
Right.
I had one.
Right. And I think he went missing in 1995. That's when in the movie. Is that right?
I don't remember, Ed. I just don't. We could have Googled it, I guess.
I did a little Googling, and they showed a 1999 in the film.
Oh, well, then they made a mistake on that one. It's like one of those things in movies if you can pick out like an Indian chief has a cigarette lighter or something,
yeah, that's it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll be damned.
The plane crash scene in that movie is amazing.
Water, all of it. Discovering the dead body, coming up on John. Just all of it. Taking out his tooth.
I don't remember that part.
Oh, but he took the stick in the cave.
I don't remember that part.
And then he screamed and passed out.
If that happened to me, I think it would be fun for a while, and then it would get a little old.
I would think so. And it would, all you have to do is make sure you get water and food, and that's your only reason to live.
Banana you can eat.
Assuming that they don't go away. Yeah, whatever. If a storm doesn't destroy all the plants or something, anyway.
Yeah, then you're a millionaire.
What an experience. 5:43. A quickie newsy thing here. Suspected child molester Chuck Schumer, Senate Majority Leader, says that he's in with Joe. The Senate leaders met, and they're all with Joe now. They're standing by Joe, and we'll see. I hope they don't change it because honestly,
good.
I think I like it just where they are.
He could still win, but this is the best case scenario right now to stay pat.
I think so. Speaker of the House, we talked about the bill that President Stupidface said he will veto if they pass the bill to make sure that only American citizens can vote in federal elections. Flounder, here is Speaker Johnson talking about how dangerous this is to our freaking country.
Many of the Democrats want all of these illegals to participate in our federal elections. They want them to vote. There's no other conclusion that you can draw. When the White House announced they would veto the bill, they effectively handed our elections over to all of these illegal aliens that have come here. And the number is far greater than what is being reported. Whatever number is being reported is grossly underreported. I've been saying for some time, I think it's probably close to 16 million. That may be an underestimate. And it's a serious problem. And we cannot allow a federal election to be jeopardized by people who can run into the local welfare office, sign up for taxpayer benefits, and check a box that says, I'm a citizen and I want to vote.
By the way, I saw this interview with him this morning, and he also went on to say, here's the reason he thinks the population that's come in here is like 16 million, not 8 or 9 or whatever they're saying, because he had people on the border telling him this, and they watched it. He said, I was there when 9 people came across the border. The Border Patrol was right there. The bad guys ran into the woods. The Border Patrol chased them, couldn't find them, came back and told Speaker Johnson, well, they got away. And he said, well, so how many are you going to count for gotaways? And they said to him, oh, we can't count them. And he said, what do you mean you can't count them as gotaways? He said, well, the reason we can't count them is because the rule is if you know for a fact that they got across the border and stayed in America, they're gotaways. But it's possible that they could have been scared and run back across the border.
Nobody does that.
No. They could have been chased and said, oh my God, this isn't working, and gone back across the border. And because the Border Patrol did not see them, that they did not go across the border, but they might have, they cannot put them down as gotaways. That's how the numbers don't add up.
Jeez.
The fix has been in from the beginning.
The federal empire is the enemy.
I mean, think about that. Yeah, well, you can't prove that they didn't go back to Mexico, so we don't count them? Are you serious? And by the way, why isn't that a major news story? And you've not seen that? I saw that live on TV. I haven't seen it anywhere else. That's a scandal of unbelievable proportions that they got caught in another fix. Oh my God! I mean, seriously, it's just outrageous.
16 million.
God. And again, if they pass that, if they veto that bill, they're going to make them citizens and non-citizens eligible to vote in federal elections.
By the way, a challenge has been issued.
All right, sir.
One of our mini bosses.
Yeah, okay.
Which one's the...
Steve, Scott, could be either one. Scott, probably Scott Simpson.
Scott says, I'm bringing my pickleball set in, and we're going to play in the parking lot.
Well, you're going to have to sweeten the pot with more than that.
All Vidal onions you can carry.
Well, I think we're going to have to add
from Schumann's
something else in there.
Every Schumann,
maybe
Vidal
some
onion.
Cheerleaders, or I don't know. I'm just saying. Get that naughty little Bella in here.
Stop. Did you see the shoes she had on today?
Oh, man, did I. I love those sparkle sandals. Oh, my God.
I thought you were going to collapse.
I wanted to take pictures of them, and I thought you'd probably write me up with human resources.
Yeah, that'd be, probably.
Yeah. I told her, it wasn't a secret. I said, I'd like to get some pictures of that. And I probably should never say that again. Anyway, 5:47. I shut up. Give me a break. Leave me alone. Get off my back.
Good night, everybody.
Go to hell. Eat me.
The left-wing media is pushing counterfeit polls and bogus headlines, all while ignoring the stories that matter most. Trust the conservative voice of Atlanta for the real truth without the media spin. The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton, The Kimmer Show, Jesse Kelly, and the voices you need most are all on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
It's going to be an interesting couple of months right here on Extra 106.3.
Intelligent technology that's more intuitive. Electrified power wrapped in sporty elegance. Meet the 2024 Mercedes-Benz C300 sedan. The leader of the pack with a sensual interior, the C300 sedan is a driver's delight and paradise for passengers. Experience the 2024 C300 sedan today. Lease one for just $539 per month for 36 months with $48.33 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models. And visit today to see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta Sandy Springs through July 31st, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
It's front office lows for Walker Mowers and Howard Brothers. Tired of struggling with your old mower? It's time to step up to the next level with Walker Mowers. Designed for precision, efficiency, and comfort, Walker Mowers are the ultimate choice for professional landscapers and homeowners alike. You can find these top-of-the-line mowers at Howard Brothers. With their wide selection and expert advice, they will help you find the perfect Walker mower for your mowing needs. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Walker and Howard Brothers.
Get ready for Real Talk on the Janelle King Show, where we tackle kitchen table topics that are banned from family gatherings, but crucial for a strong republic. Tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday for an encore episode at 9 a.m. And if you can catch us live, great. But if not, no worries. New podcasts drop every Tuesday on the Podcast Park right here on Extra 106.3 or wherever you get your podcast. Join us for insightful conversations that matter.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one has been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at atlbail.com.
Who says you have to wait until December to celebrate Christmas? Hi, I'm Jaron Solomon. Right now at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating Christmas in July in all of our locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. Stop in today and enjoy our 12 days of deals on everything in our stores. Surprise your special someone with a beautiful diamond tennis bracelet, earrings, ring, or necklace. And to make your purchase even easier, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is offering up to 60 months interest-free financing. That's 5 years to pay for that special gift, interest-free. And while you're at it, why not break out the tree, string up the lights, and pour yourself some eggnog? Make this a Christmas to remember with our 12 days of deals. Don't wait until December. Find some of the biggest savings of the year at Solomon Brothers Jewelers during our Christmas in July event. Visit us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and Fisher Road in Sharpsburg, and online at SolomonBrothers.com. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, now the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
All right, look out, 5:52 almost. President Stupid-Face with the meeting of the NATO people in Washington has just said, Mr. Putin, tear down that wall. I swear to God, what an idiot. Let's go live to President Crime Family.
Global order, which is by and large kept for nearly 80 years and counting.
He's yelling.
Terrorist groups continue to plot evil schemes to cause mayhem and chaos and suffering.
Yeah.
In Europe, Putin's war of aggression against Ukraine continues.
What?
And Putin wants nothing less than Ukraine's total subjugation.
Look, pal.
To end Ukraine's democracy. To destroy Ukraine's culture.
That's fine. Yeah, well, there you go. Look at 30 seconds. Thanks, Flounder. That's fine. I don't want to give him any credit for anything. And again, he thinks that leadership is talking like I am right now, yelling. That's what he thinks is leadership.
Tough.
I mean, and it never changes. I mean, think of every speech he's ever done. This is it.
Where did he learn that from? Obama. I gave a speech. Right. Problem solved. I gave a speech.
Yeah, sounded like a white guy. Sounded, clean cut.
That's what Biden said.
Yeah, that's what he said. Sounded like a white guy. Clean cut for a black guy. Anyway. La-da-da. Kim Repeat and Flounder, 5:53. I've got a quick birthday. Kelly McGillis. I didn't mention her. Kelly McGillis is 67. Tom Cruise's flight girl in Top Gun. And the Amish mom Harrison Ford fell for in Witness.
Yeah.
And that was strange when she... Didn't she took down her top?
Yeah, she took her whole dress out, knowing that he was watching.
And that was...
sexy.
I didn't like it. I don't know why.
Later, it turns out she played for the other team, but she's still a good-looking woman.
That's true. That's true. It was a good movie too. What was it called? The Amish
Witness.
movie. Witness, yeah, it was a good movie.
Good movie.
And let's see. John Blondell patented the donut cutter in 1872, and Henry Timber patented the corncob pipe in 1878. I used to smoke corn silk in a pipe when I was a kid.
What was the first invention?
The first was John Blondell patented the donut cutter.
Not the donut hole.
No.
Because they could get together and create cornhole.
Oh, hey, there are a lot of states where you can't go around saying In fact, if you've moved here from a northern state, chances are you're going, oh, my God. He said that on the radio?
Let's go play cornhole.
Mopey. All right, 5:54, got him almost out of time. Jon Stewart is turning on the Democrats for their idiocy, and flounder, if you will, here, the comedy.
For a campaign based on honesty and decency, the spin about the debate appears to be blatant
BS.
And the redemption tour hasn't gone that much better, whether it's been on the radio.
Well, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, the first black woman, served with the black president.
First black woman. I was born as a small black child. Freaking idiot. And some comedians, late night comedians, flounder if you will, they're taking a shot at our president, and it's about freaking time here, too.
After the debate, tons of people in the media and in his own party have been calling for Biden to drop out. So Biden just has to go viral, which explains his new Middle East peace proposal. You got to give it that Hawk-Tua spin on that thing.
Some high-profile Democrats like Rob Reiner and Stephen King also want Biden to drop out. God, you know things are bad when the guys behind Stand By Me won't stand by you.
I think that Biden debated as well as Abraham Lincoln. If you dug him up right now.
Yeah, the media has spent almost 2 weeks calling on a candidate to drop out of the race, and somehow it's not the convicted felon. Yeah, Biden's brushing everyone off. He's like, hey, people have been telling me not to run for president since 1988. I think I know what I'm doing.
Then Joe assured the governors that he knows what went wrong, saying he needs more sleep. Yes, he is what experts call tie-tie. I guess you could say he's Sleepy Joe.
Booing. That was a lot for Democrats to use that phrase. Good for them.
But after 4 years of not attacking him and only attacking Trump, now they've gotten the go-ahead.
The late-night people are down on the list of those who should be ashamed of their last 8 years of behavior. The number one people who should be ashamed is the mainstream media, and the social media of this country are responsible for all of it. Think about this. Of all the things that have happened between Afghanistan withdrawal and shutting down the pipelines, I mean, all the basic policy stuff, but things like gender studies and taking sex organs off of children and boys playing girl sports, and all that stuff. If we had a press corps that used to be like the old-fashioned press corps, they wouldn't have stood for this. There's no way they would have. Sam Donaldson and those guys, Edward R. Murrow, V.C. Kaltenborn, whatever the hell those guys are, Walter Cronkite, H.V. Kaltenborn, or whatever the hell it's called. Charles Collingsworth, remember those guys?
Theodore White?
It's unbelievable. Stanton had founded CBS. Those guys were serious. Anyway, I mean, and by the way, this a little thing. One of the comedians made a reference to the Hawk-Tua girl. The whole thing is disgusting. And by the way, she's now his girlfriend. Is that country singer guy?
I don't pay attention to any of this story.
Well, the whole thing is would you date her?
I don't even know what she did. I don't care. I don't understand this whole fascination we have with this.
It's a social media thing, and now she's making money. She's all over. She's popping up on
good
media.
For her. She got fired, didn't she?
But still, I'm telling you, I would be disgusted. I would no more date that girl than the man in the moon. If the thing she's known for is that she's a specialist in spitting on the...
marry her, but dating is a whole other thing.
Well, after she just left your friend's house, you mean? Or
no. If that's what she's known as, she's good at it. Look.
Well, there might be. You might want to have a feeling that maybe
professionalism.
It's like when a girl says, "Oh, I love it when guys do that." Oh, you do? Do you really love when guys do that? Guess what? I'm never going to do anymore. I mean, God, I can't believe it. Anyway, Founders Funnies here. One last shot. Get me out of here.
On average, women use 3 times as many words a day as men. A day, because women speak in detail, and it's 3 times as many words a day. So what about a week, a month, year? There are men who've been married in excess of 20 years. how many words have they had to listen to? And you could tell the old veterans because they have a filter built in. They only hear their assignment. She'll just be talking to the grocery store. Milk, cereal, gas. And he's like, I'm gonna go to the grocery store and get some cereal and milk. On the way back, I'm gonna get gas in the car. And she's like, I'm glad you were listening. He's like, oh yeah, I was listening. She keeps looking at him. You leave that man alone. How long you guys together? 16 years. His filter's almost there.
Who's that flounder? Do we know
his name is Alonzo Bowden.
We've heard him before. He's
Yes.
a funny guy. Almost 6 o'clock. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And we've been challenged for a pickleball contest one of these days, so we'll see. Anyway, it's all to me. I got to go. You're killing me. Hoorah, Summer Fight. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder all day tomorrow on Hump Day. Christine, sing me home, baby.
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10 a.m. and The Kimmer Show from 3 to 6 p.m. Only on WFOM and W292EV Marietta. Extra 106.3.